All right. What it do?
Oh, hey.
What's up?
Threw me off with that. All right.
Well, I was really jamming to that open. I like
what
it.
do we? Yeah, is this?
I like it. Who did that? Lowercase, did you do that?
I think that's all Swag's doing.
Swagard? Nice.
Boy, the idea of Swag putting together some sort of hip hop open.
I know.
Boy, you want to talk about uncomfortable.
There's a little EDM in there.
Yeah, I give you that.
Isn't it?
Because nothing's.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, electronic dance music. Yeah, nothing says EDM, techno, funk like one Jason Swagard.
Tell you what, he pulled it off.
Yeah, you were feeling it right
That was
there.
pretty good.
Yeah, you were bumping.
I was bumping.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. All right, welcome in. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi,
back.
I'm a balloon. Oh, welcome back. Oh.
You weren't here on Friday, I don't
Yeah.
think.
No.
You were awful quiet if you were.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, welcome back. Oh, yeah. Well, it's the holidays. So instead of taking like big chunks now because we've got playoffs and short staff, we're just we're chopping it up and taking a day or two here, day or two there. You know, kind of one of those things. I didn't do anything on Friday.
Oh, you didn't?
Well, you're gone next Friday.
Or
this Friday.
Yeah, I know. I'm gone a lot.
Yeah.
Moving forward, so just buckle up.
Yeah, it's the holiday season where we're just kind of, a little bit of here, a little bit of there.
January 2nd, we'll all be back, and then we'll party until the Super Bowl, and then all bets are off again. But you didn't do anything. I thought you were going to some sort of Christmas party or something.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that
doesn't count.
Well, we didn't go anywhere. I mean, it was here locally. Yeah, the BTJ has her company Christmas party. So, I went to that, but I wouldn't say that that's like, do you think that's doing anything?
I mean, it's technically doing something.
I guess.
Yeah.
When I say doing something, I assume that means
Travel.
like going somewhere. We went to like the Rivermark Hotel. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's right down there by.
Oh, the Rivermark. Yeah, it's down by our old office.
Yeah.
That's
right down there on the river.
Do you remember when Odyssey, back then, Entercom,
we had
gave us a Christmas party?
Yeah.
And it was there.
Yeah.
That was one of our finest Christmas parties ever.
The Christmas party has been eliminated.
An Odyssey station.
Yeah, since cut from the budge. But
now, the BTJ, Shelter Forest, shout out to them. They do a great Christmas party.
Is that her company?
That's her company.
Shelter Forest?
Yeah, they're big in the plywoods of the world.
They deal in plywood?
They deal in plywood. If you've ever bought an Airstream trailer, the wood in that trailer.
Well, I haven't, but.
Yeah.
It's plywood?
Yes.
Really?
Well, it's like
Inside?
They do high-end. It's high-end wood products. But yeah, plywood.
Wait. Is there such thing as high-end plywood?
Yes, there is. It's inside Airstreams and Mercedes and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's all high-end plywoods.
Plywood?
Yeah.
I didn't think of... Like, plywood and high-end don't...
And yet they do.
Really?
Yeah.
That isn't...
Yeah.
That isn't... I don't...
Yeah.
I kind of... It's like,
Doesn't quite
It doesn't
fit,
jive.
And yet it does. So yeah, they supply a bunch of stuff like that.
I believe you.
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I think. What's their name? What's their name? I'm calling them out.
Shelter Forest?
That ain't nice plywood. That's trash plywood.
No, they actually do really nice plywood. So yeah, they have a great Christmas party. They get everyone rooms at the hotel. There's open bars. It's a whole thing. It's white elephant gifts.
Well, you know what you missed.
I try to make everyone uncomfortable. I may have gone to the Hustler. That's where I went to the Hustler Megastore, was to get a white elephant gift.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you ended up buying...
I bought a beginning bondage set to bring there.
Nice.
And I was like that right amount of, I wanted to make people uncomfortable, but at the same time not make the BTJ cry. And so it was like, it's kind of like a fine balance. I did wander the store and I did tell the nice lady working there, said, can I help you? Are you looking for something specific? And I said,
baby.
And I did say,
how many times did she get that?
Hey, what's up? I said, I'm looking for a white elephant gift. And I said, I'd like to make some people uncomfortable, but not enough to get someone fired and or me in trouble.
Yeah.
So, we had, we explored the studio space and I settled on not the deluxe, but the beginning bondage set. Now, the difference between the beginning and the deluxe, there was no ball gag in the set that I got. Also, nothing was inserted in the beginning bondage set. So I felt pretty good about it. Came with a nice Hustler holiday bag. But even that, I was told that I had to put it in a larger brown paper sack for the fear that no one would pick the Hustler sack, which I disagreed with, but, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that sounds about right. All that tracks.
Yeah, I thought so.
From what we know about you. And
hey, I contend that was one of the best gifts that was there. I'll call some people out. if you're going to a white elephant gift, the amount of the lack of effort that people put out is pathetic.
Well, you're not really supposed to put in a lot of effort, are
See,
you?
I disagree. Look, I understand that you don't want to spend a bunch of money.
Now, isn't the idea, would you rather have a gag gift or something that's inexpensive but actually a good gift? Because I feel like you could go either way with the white elephant.
Sure.
You could put something kind of cool in there, not that expensive, but it's like, wow, I could really use that or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can just do like what you did.
Yeah. Hey, why can't you do both? Why can't it be a relatively inexpensive but also very fun intro to bondage set? Look, and I will tell you, the people that bought it, they were a younger couple.
Wait, bought it?
Or not bought it, but picked. They got my gift.
Well, but in white elephant, you don't. Well, you can take.
They don't
something
know.
Someone else has.
Yeah, you can steal it, but no one stole their gift. No one had the guts to steal the bondage set.
Yeah, nobody wanted it.
So they picked it, and they ended up having to obviously keep it. Yeah. I contend that they went home with the most interesting gift. And yes, there are people, like some people do like a nice bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
So there's some fun stuff, but for the most part.
What was the worst thing?
Oh my God. Well, I don't want to call it, well, screw it. One of the gifts that I got, someone ended up taking my gift. It was like a Snuggie sort of thing, and someone ended up taking that, and I was like, okay.
And then what'd they give you?
Nothing. So I had to go back to the table and pick a new one.
Okay.
Right? So when you get your gift stolen,
you got to go pick
You have to go pick. You can't steal someone else's.
But the advantage is being last.
Yes, you want to be last.
You can get anybody's.
Yes. And I was not last. I was towards the beginning. So my first gift was like it was a nice throw blanket. And it was nice. I was like, okay, it's nice little blanket. No big deal.
Good little blanket.
Good little blanket.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
And someone took it, so then I went back up there. And this is the part where it's pathetic. This was pathetic. It was a one dish towel that said, say what's on your mind, and then some sort of family trivia game with like a bell. Honestly, it was I'm guesses that they, and it wasn't wrapped or anything. My guess is that they received that somewhere else. It literally would be something that you could buy at the checkout at like a Fred Meyer.
The old regift?
Yes. It was like a deck of cards that had trivia and some sort of bell on it, and it was supposed to be some family trivia game. Which, by the way, you can't, like, that's my point. If you want to give a game, that's fine. Go buy a game. Buy a Monopoly, buy a fun Monopoly or a Trivial Pursuit. Secret Hitler. You don't buy the most generic, weird $2.99.
Did that make you uncomfortable, lowercase?
It's a real game.
No, it's a great game. It's a very fun game.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Secret Hitler's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought you were made uncomfortable hearing of the game.
No, I was cutting audio back here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
lowercase in for Schultze today.
Yeah, the Schnitzel Wolf. So they had that, and then they paired it with one dish towel that said, say what you mean. Come on.
Say what you mean.
Say what you mean on a dish towel. Dude, saying what I mean is you went through your junk drawer and were like, I don't want to spend $9 on a fun white elephant gift when the company has provided me with a room, free booze, a nice meal, like a really nice Christmas party. You can see the Christmas ships, and your cheap ass couldn't spend $12 to go get something remotely fun. Have something a little whimsy. Don't give a dish towel that says, say what you mean. That's bad. At least I put some thought and roamed a Hustler Megastore trying to find something that would make people at least get a chuckle out of it.
Yours definitely more courageous.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there was a lot of white elephant gifts that lacked any sort of imagination, any sort of courage, and I judge you. I do. I think that says something about you. It's like, what's the shopping cart return, right? Like, if you don't return your shopping cart, that says it's something about your character.
Well, you're awful.
You're
an awful person.
I think if you do that,
just put it back into there are designated places to put your shopping cart.
Yes.
If you are so wrapped up in yourself that you don't take your cart and just put it into one of those places, you just leave it strewn about, you're a horrible person.
Yeah. And I would like to add, if you are going to a nice company party where they do not go cheap, it is at a nice hotel. Again, you get a room, you get a really nice catered meal. There is an open bar. They even give you, there's like a suite they rent out for an after party if people want to hang out and party afterwards. Like, they do it right. And your cheap ass is so boring that you you just find an old dish towel that somehow you had lying around, and then you pair it with something else that you have lying around. You throw it in a gift bag, and then you I judge you. I do.
Now, is that person listening?
I don't know.
Do you think that person?
I'm a little worried that they are, and now I'm going to get some blowback on this, but okay. Well.
You have courage.
Yeah.
By the way, we've been corrected. You have.
I have.
It is not Rivermark. It is River's Edge.
Oh, River's Edge
Hotel.
I'm sorry.
River's Edge Hotel.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. And I think they have a spa down there.
Yeah, it's nice.
And there's a restaurant and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some homeless.
You know what's not?
It's right. It backs up to the ice building, doesn't it?
You know what's not fun? A dish towel for a white elephant gift.
So you know what you missed?
What'd I miss?
We were invited to the Harrington family household again.
Get right the hell out of town.
Yeah.
Wait, was it on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, and I wasn't here?
Yeah, you're putting two and two together.
God's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Joey came on and it was last second, and I think part of it is...
You felt bad?
No, part of it is he did it last second knowing that we wouldn't be able to come.
Yeah.
But you weren't there, and he was like, oh, man, Suk's not even there. But because he expected us both to be there, he said he wanted us to come over to the house Friday night as they are having an annual sing-along. They do a sing-along where he sits down at the piano and belts out Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Why did I say it like that?
I don't know.
Christmas tunes.
I'm confused by everything. I am so I've been trying to weasel my way into that house for years.
I know you have. And that's exactly what he said. He's like, oh, Suk's going to be pissed about this.
Seriously.
But I couldn't go either. I had to go to the Becky Robinson show, which I don't know if you know who that is.
I have no idea.
She's a comedian. She does bits.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of, she does like golf bits and stuff.
Okay.
She was pretty funny, but it was me, maybe 7 other dudes, and about 300 cackly drunk women on Friday night at the Aladdin Theater.
I've been to shows like that.
Yeah.
I went to a Noah Kahn concert, and it was that same demographic.
But she's obviously tapped into something, this Miss Robinson, because they are all the women there.
They love her.
Oh, they love her. They were dressed up in golf gear and visors, and
boy, I am.
It's a whole thing.
Not only am I unhappy with my dish towel, but this is even more insulting that I didn't get to crash the Harrington gathering and I walked away with the dish towel.
Yeah, well, we missed it. I told him that I am not afraid to put something on the calendar a year out.
Yes.
It's just important for me to get it on there so I see it.
Yeah.
And I have it there so I can be reminded as it comes closer. And so I put it down for next year. I'm going to that next year.
Yeah.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yeah. I want a carol. Let's go.
Is
it not caroling? It feels like
no.
caroling.
Well, I mean, it's just like, I guess he said the whole neighborhood gets together and they just sing around his piano.
Now I can't, the piano. Well, I can't sing, but I'll get drunk and I'll belt it out. I'll carve out a spot on the green couch. Let's go, Joey.
I'll throw in a harmony or two.
Oh,
will you?
There's
lowercase. We could have some Christmas raps.
Yes.
With lowercase.
There's not many Christmas raps. We got what? Christmas in Hollis, right? That's the old Run. Yeah. Yeah, little Run DMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the DMX version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay.
See, I'm not familiar. The only rap or hip-hop Christmas song I know is the Christmas in Hollis, Hollis, right? Yeah, Queens.
Now, it got a little awkward because Schulte wanted to go.
Oh.
And Schulte was going to fanboy out. He even said...
You can't have that.
Right. I said, Schulte, we're not going to allow that to happen.
No.
You can't.
No.
You can't be doing that with Joey.
No.
And he wanted to sing, because Schulte, he likes to sing.
Yeah.
So...
Ooh, that's an awkward.
Yeah. Well, luckily it was like, we're not going, so you're not going. He's like, could I have come? I'm like, nah, probably not. I don't think so, Schulte. Not
and
this
while
time.
we love Schulte, I will tell you that wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't want to. No. That would have been bad for all parties.
Yeah, it's like, that's just enough said. I think we can all realize where that was going, and no one needs it to go there. Valid point.
Well, nice to have you along. It's a broken up week for us.
Yes.
As Thursday is Rams Seahawks, so we will not have a show.
No.
But we have a show today.
By the way, that's a huge game.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have a show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah. Except I won't be here on Wednesday, but
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I won't be here on Friday.
Again, welcome to the holiday season.
Hey, you wanna
getting
host
some,
a show,
You're getting
lowercase?
some choppiness. Deal with it.
Hey, if you need me, it's what I'm here for.
One of us will be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. Look, again, it's the holidays. Be happy you're getting what you're getting.
That's right. You could get none of us. You could play ESPN radio or whatever they play
You
sometimes.
get hot takes coming
All
at
right, y'all. Let's start with the weekend that was in the NFL. We're going to go NFL because there wasn't much college.
you. Now,
Although there was.
Army Navy was good.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Good finish, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's all you can ask for from Army Navy because it's not going to be a good game. But if you
Right.
get a good finish,
Right.
you know.
And that's what we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to start there. We're going to start with the injury-plagued Sunday
Yeah.
in the NFL. We'll get to that next here on 105.1 The Fan.
The Oregon
Ducks and Dukes on the Fan this Saturday, pregame at noon with Ducks Game Day, brought to you by Coors Light.
I can officially say I've watched way too much James Madison football, and I will never watch another game. Well, that's not true, because I will watch Oregon James Madison, and then I will not watch any more James Madison football.
After the game, stay for the Dick Hanna dealership's post-game scoreboard. Okay.
I flipped my way through James Madison Old Dominion, and I was about 10 minutes of watching it. I was like, what am I doing?
What are you doing?
Stop this.
ODU.
Yeah, every now and then, like that's when I'm watching like preseason football, and I'll have like a spring game, and I'll it's the Michael Jordan meme. Stop it. Get some help.
Dusty said he was watching James Madison film.
Yeah.
And he said, he was like, wow, that defensive end's pretty good.
Yeah, they got a freshman
How
number.
big is he?
Yeah.
And he looks him up.
Yeah.
He's 6'1", 240.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a guy in the
That's like me. Oh, wait, I'm not 240.
yeah, I can only go by numbers because, to be
I'm
honest
also
with
not
you,
6'1".
I don't care enough.
So it's actually not like
It's
me
not
at all.
like you at all.
No, I'm actually small.
But the athleticism, there was this kid when they were the Troy. He was number 15, and I did see that he was a freshman. Dude, that guy was all over the field. Like he was tearing stuff up, and then you're like, well, he's playing against Troy and he's a freshman.
Well,
I think that's the kid that's like 6'1", 240.
6'1", 240, wreaking havoc.
And by the way, that 240 is
Watch
probably is more like 225.
Watch out.
When you're a DN and they list you at 240,
Nimble.
You're trying to bump that
The
up.
Dukes of Madison James are nimble. And they're bringing their blowtorch to the to Autzen on Saturday.
Yeah.
So buckle up.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it for you here on the Fan.
Yes, we will.
Stupid college football playoff finally starting.
I know.
Friday, I think, is Alabama, Oklahoma, which is nice.
Yeah.
But two
Two of those games should be good, and two of them should be.
We begin today's show with the NFL. A very big weekend in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Has there ever been a more meaningful day of injuries?
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like key injuries that kind of upend. Now, look, the Chiefs were struggling anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just the nail in the coffin
Yeah.
of the Chiefs. They're done.
it's like it's a very fitting way for this season, which just has been marred with like penalties and drops and inconsistency and just bad ball. And on the day where they got eliminated, Mahomes suffers his first real injury of his career.
Right at the end.
Right at the
like
end.
right as they were. They
Yeah.
could have maybe won or tied it,
Yeah.
but then it's like Mahomes ACL. Minshew, I guess Minshew for a second gave us hope that he completed that first pass and was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, maybe he can get it into overtime.
Yeah, they were only down by 3.
Yeah, and then he does Gardner Minshew things, and so the Chiefs are out, and then Parsons blows his ACL out.
Yeah.
He's out, and then
Well, Watson gets hurt. Tom goes
Yeah.
down. So
Devontae Adams got hurt,
yeah. Well, and Adams is a hammy that he had been battling. So all of a sudden, like,
and he won't play on Thursday. That's huge.
oh no, yeah, he's not playing on
So
Thursday.
and then the Packers and Rams with Parsons and Adams, and then of course Watson. But they got better news about Watson, right?
Well, they're saying that they don't think it's season ending. So we'll see, but he's got a chest injury. Zach Tom, who's their best old lineman, went down. We don't know how long he's out. And Micah Parsons, who you brought in, Micah Parsons is a gravitational defensive player. And you brought him in not for this. You brought him in for the playoffs. You brought him in for the playoffs in the NFC Championship game. And without him, and already you kind of have leaky corners, which, by the way, scares the hell out of you after Denver just absolutely torched you, a Denver passing game that really isn't that explosive. And they looked like the greatest show on turf against you. And now you lose the one gravitational defensive player you have. You're already down Tucker Kraft. This is a completely different offense without Watson, and we don't know when he's going to be out. And now you lose your best offensive lineman. That is as damaging a loss as you could have for one team, as far as not only in the standings, but then just moving forward. And from like a vibes check, that is a crushing blow. The worst, the least of your problems leaving that game was the actual loss. It was everything else that went along with it.
But you could argue the Packers and Rams they are the favorites in the NFC, and they both lost the most impactful acquisitions of the season.
Yes. Yeah.
Adams and Parsons.
Well, and
then of course the Super Bowl champs
Yep.
lose their fearless leader, and they're eliminated. So it's just a real, talk about upending the league.
Well, and it may turn a
on
page
one day.
Yeah, and it may turn the page in Kansas City. Like, I don't talking heads, and I understand what you have to do, and you speak in,
Hey, wait, you are one.
but I don't think I am. In the sense that I think we try to do a fun, entertaining show, and we're not living with these
Speak for yourself.
outrageous statements, right? Whether that's the Bo Nix narrative, whether it's the Shedeur Sanders narrative, what's Caleb Williams, whatever. We speak in these giant rises and falls, right? Like you can get a national media member that earlier this year was talking about that Denver needs to probably go find a new quarterback because Bo Nix has regressed that much. We just got done playing probably the best game of his career. They're the number 1 seed and look like right now the best team in the NFL.
And he's the best statistical quarterback in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so why don't we all deep breath? And so the Kansas City stuff is going to be, this is over, right? The dynasty is over. And in some ways, they are right in that this is going to be the turning of the page. That this is going to have to be Chiefs 3.0, right? So you had the first run with Tyreek Hill, and then they already did turn the page, and it became more of a defensive-minded team, and they won Super Bowls with that. And now with this, Kelsey will be gone. They have to find something to do with their offensive skilled players. They don't have a running back. They don't have a reliable receiver. They lead the league in drops. Mahomes, for the first time in his career, is mortal. He's going to come back from his first real injury, and they are going to have to retool. Kansas City next year will not be one of the 2 or 3 favorites. So while, yes, this run is over, remember that Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes in their first 9 seasons both won 3 Super Bowls, right? Mahomes actually has had a better first 9 years than Tom Brady. Mahomes actually went to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them, has never not been in an AFC title game till this year. Tom Brady went 10 years without winning a Super Bowl. But yes, this run is over. But when you have Patrick Mahomes, and hopefully if Andy Reid sticks around, this Chiefs team will rise. But I do think that this injury and them missing the playoffs, this is officially the end of that era of the Chiefs. And now there's going to have to be a year or 2 of figuring things out, getting younger, and rebuilding this.
Has there ever been, like, Kelsey's going to retire and should, but the end of his career has just been it's been kind of ugly and sad.
It's not great.
Like, I mean, I guess maybe it's revisionist history in my head. I'm thinking of how other guys went out. His is just, maybe it's just because they're so high profile and we watch them a lot.
Yeah.
But boy, it's been a bad year for him.
It's not great.
He looks terrible, and he's crying over there, and he doesn't have any answers. And it's just like, man, maybe he waited a year or 2. Yeah. I mean, I get it. You're coming off the Super Bowl loss. You want to come back and maybe get some, try to win another one before you go out. But this it has not looked good for Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and he
this year. And then Mahomes probably won't even be back for the start of the season.
No, probably not.
So, it's over. The Mahomes Kelce era, at least, of the Chiefs is over.
Yeah, it is. And Chris Jones is still playing high-level football, but he's not the player that he once was.
Man, that comes at you fast, doesn't it?
It does. And they handed out some bad contracts, so those need to be addressed. The offensive weapons that they've put around haven't developed the way they were hoping. There's going to be some growing pains, and they're going to have to prune the bushes a little bit in order to regrow. And that's going to be weird to think about. I think going forward, I just don't think the next year or 2 we're going to talk about Kansas City the way we have for a decade, and that will feel odd. And it feels odd now talking about them not being in the postseason. It's strange. It's weird.
Yeah, I think we all kind of thought they would somehow find a way to get in there and then scare the crap out of everyone.
Yep. And it just wasn't. No. And it wasn't like one thing. Right. It was, like I said, if you've watched the Chiefs all year, it is dumb penalties, ridiculous drops, bad O-line play, injuries, age, and inexperience all coming together. Like, and none of those things are independent of each other. Like, and they're still in a lot of those games. They're like, look at their losses. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they have a loss by double digits. Everything has been in single digits in close games. It's just, they just don't finish. They are not a good football team right now. And that is really, really weird to say.
All right. Well, now to the real story of the weekend. We buried the lead.
We did.
Grandpa Phil.
Grandpa Phil. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Took you a minute.
Did. I was like, I was thinking Uncle Phil. I was like, wait, did
Grandpa.
I was like, Grandpa Phil.
Grandpa Phil got out there.
You know, it was. I'm not going to criticize it.
Gives me hope that I could play quarterback at 50.
Boy, that,
A little bit.
that ball comes out a little differently.
Little fluttery.
That 44
slow.
comes out a little.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
They almost won
They did.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that coming up next. But first, here is Lowercase. They call him Lowercase. His name's Casey with SportsCenter.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk. First round week of the college football playoff is brought to you by Video Only. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as star quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL in the Chiefs' 16-13 loss to the Chargers on Sunday. Mahomes suffered the injury during the final drive of Sunday's game, and he will miss out for the remainder of the season. We wrap up Week 15 of the NFL season tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh star edge rusher TJ Watt will not play tonight as he recovers from a partially collapsed lung that he sustained at the team facility on Wednesday, while Steeler running back Jalen Warren and Dolphins O-lineman Larry Borum have both been added to the injury report with illnesses and are questionable going into tonight's game. It is also confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. As MRI confirms this morning, Parsons went down without contact while chasing down Bo Nix in the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss to Denver. Finally, your Portland Trail Blazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda Center. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Sue.
Yeah, it is first round of the college football playoff, but Thursday is a bigger game. Well, I don't know if it is a bigger game. It's just an NFL regular season game, but the division's on the line.
Yeah.
When the Rams play the Seahawks in Seattle here on the Fan on Thursday.
Seattle needs to, this is a big game for Seattle because I've been saying this all along. I like Seattle. I thought they were a playoff team, but they smell right now to me like pretenders. They smell like last year's Vikings, a la Sam Darnold. And I think they need this game. They to me have to prove that they can beat an elite team. And when you look at this offense, and I don't doubt that their defense is legit, but I mean, you played an old man that couldn't really throw the ball, and you beat him 18-16 at home, and you needed a 56-yard kind of last-second field goal in order to do that. That worries me a bit because when you look right now at their wins, again, I ask, you've lost to the Niners and you've lost to the Buccaneers and you lost to the Rams. The Texans and the Jags, and both of those wins came when those two teams were kind of trying to figure stuff out. I guess those are kind of what you point to, right? Like the Jags win 20-12. The Texans, I don't even know if CJ Stroud played in that game. The Texans were going through it then, and we thought, I think they were 2-4 when that went down. So I need to see this. I need your offense to show up in a real game against a real contender and beat the Rams. You do that, and I think you go into this postseason with a completely different feel. You lose this game, and like I said, I just think you're the West Coast version of the Minnesota Vikings. So welcome to the postseason and getting bounced in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this outcome has any bearing on, at least for me, what the Seahawks are. I think they are the West Coast version of the Minnesota Vikings. That doesn't mean they can't make a good playoff run. I know Minnesota didn't, but that's what they are. It's just their defense is awesome. I think I kind of give them a little bit of a pass for the Colts game because I feel like they were overlooking. I mean, look, when Phillip Rivers is coming off of coaching high school and he's the opposing quarterback, and the Colts have not looked good recently, and then you've got a big game coming up in 4 days. Mm-hmm. That was sort of a get in, get out game for the Seahawks. Like that was teed up for them to overlook. Damn near lost. Oh, I know, but I think that part of it is they overlooked him. One of the things about the Colts is, outside of their quarterback situation, they're a good team. Yeah. They have a good O-line. They can run the ball. So, I mean, we talked about this on Friday, but it felt to me like that spread, that they were like 2 touchdown favorite. I mean, the Colts are not that bad. And Phillip Rivers coming in there can't be any worse than freaking Riley Leonard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got a little carried away with how bad it was going to be. Rivers can play the position. He's not good, but he did. It was shades of Peyton Manning in Denver is what it was. Yeah. And he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's seeing. That's the thing. Like I'll give you J.J. McCarthy, right? J.J. McCarthy's like this. He's a hell of an athlete. You got to give him that. He can make some plays. We saw him last night. I think just half the time J.J. McCarthy doesn't know what he's looking at. Yeah. I'll give you that, or I'll give you Phillip Rivers, who knows exactly what he's looking at all times and is really smart back there, but can't throw from me to you. Yeah. Which do you want? Well, the Colts are saying we'd rather have the latter. We got a good run game. We got a good O-line. Our defense is playing all right. So I think that the Seahawks overlooked the Colts, and they shouldn't have because the Colts are still fighting, right? They're fighting for their playoff lives. Yeah. So I give them a little bit more of a pass for that game, but I also don't really think that if they lose to the Rams, it means anything different about the Seahawks. The Seahawks kind of are what they are. Yeah. They're not favored to win, by the way. I think the Rams are the slight favorite. I would assume on that. Yeah. Oh, you would assume? I would have thought maybe Seahawks would be favored since they lost the first one and they're at home.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Thursday night.
And we'll see, Adams being out with the hamstring, but Charles Cross may be out too. He got injured on that field goal. And look, this is a run game too that is kind of up and down and can kind of disappear. They didn't run the ball at all with the Colts. And I mean, kick 6 field goals. If Cross isn't playing, I mean, him and Zabel are by far your 2 best O linemen. Keep an eye on that as well. I think McDonald said that. I think it was we'll see if he can go on Thursday. So, to me, I guess in my mind, and you're right. Look, these are both playoff teams, but this division is still, by the way, up in the air. Even the Niners are still. Yeah,
Niners are only a game back.
Yeah. So not only does this game just have monster implications for winning the division, has monster implications for maybe getting a first-round bye, getting the bye when you look around. And again, I guess it's a mental thing. And I know this doesn't weigh on the Seahawks, but all year long, I've been saying, I just don't think Seattle is for real. I think they are a good team that beats bad teams, but is fatally flawed. See the Minnesota Vikings. And this would go a long way in my mind of just calming that down. Go prove that you can beat a team with a lot on the line and prove to me that you can do more than kick 6 field goals. Run the ball a little bit and don't let bad Sam Darnold pop up and finish some of these drives. You're damn lucky to get away with that win against Phillip Rivers and the Colts. And that would have been, I know it wouldn't have been because of him, but man, what a story had Myers missed that field goal. I think it was 56, 57. So it's not like it was a chippy. Had he missed that, man, what a story for Phillip Rivers to come out and manage that game-winning, what would have been a game-winning drive on the field goal.
Well, I just think if you're expecting bad Sam Darnold not to show up, not to pop up, like you said, I think you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You just have to try to overcome it with a great defense and try to get the run game going, and hopefully it's not like at a key time in the game.
I just wonder, so this happened to the Saints last year, with this Kubiak scheme. It's so predicated on being able to run the ball, kind of mush pass protection, don't put a lot of guys out in the route, and it's predicated on that. And when that gets solved, it's like there's nothing else to go to, and it kind of scares me that we're kind of falling into that. And I would like to see the offense find some juice to it against a Rams team that is explosive.
Maybe they can play the Cowboys at some point.
How about them Cowboys? Hey, it works.
Then they can find their offense.
If you JJ McCarthy, hey, that's 2 weeks in a row. Now we can go back to JJ McCarthy.
No. 9. Not
Nine's
JJ
back.
McCarthy.
9's back.
9.
He's hitting the gritty, running into the end zone.
I loved that.
Well, you would think that maybe you would have calmed it down after some.
Well, when
after
you're
some of
playing
those
the
games.
Cowboys,
Yeah.
I mean,
You talk about laying an egg. A team that still had something to play for. Holy Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they tried to convince us that Jerry fixed the defense.
Yeah, he did not.
And he did not.
How about them Cowboys?
That's a team.
Except he's sitting around right now probably like laughing at the Micah Parsons injury.
It pertains to the Cowboys, but also the Seahawks. So let's pick it up next. But I want to talk about how the Seahawks managed the end of the game.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that coming up next here on 105.1 The Fan.
Your leg bone connected to your knee bone. Who's in, who's out?
Why?
This is the Injury Report, brought to you by Zoom Care. Health on your schedule.
Here comes the drive here by hand. The throw by Mahomes, incomplete. Flag thrown, looking for
Mahomes is down. Mahomes
Smith-Schuster. He sure is.
Timeout for injury.
We just finished talking about the left knee, how it is not even close to 100%. Watching it again, hit by hand.
Watch as he goes to the ground. It looks like that. Oh, the left knee.
Yep, you saw it.
You saw almost like it popped, it almost hyperextends, like it straightens out as it hits into the ground.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes done for the year, obviously.
Isn't it bad now that with Achilles and knees we can see the ripple like we've been? And I don't.
Achilles for sure.
And I don't know if this is like just recency bias, but boy, it sure feels like we have an epidemic of these Achilles and ACLs non-contact, basically.
Zoom Care, more than 20 neighborhood clinics in Southwest Washington and in Oregon. Convenient access to same-day urgent and emergency care. Schedule or learn more at zoomcare.com.
Whether you're looking for urgent
Yeah, wrapping up the hot Seahawks talk. Hey, look, they escaped with the win. Okay.
Yeah.
So no harm, no foul.
Nope.
Now prove it against the Rams. But I have never seen a coach do what McDonald did at the end of that game. And of course, he gave credit to his analytics guy or whatever, his numbers guy. But they called timeout. So if you didn't see it, the Colts were down 2. So the Seahawks were up 15-13. And the Colts had, 15 yards, 20 yards to get into field goal range to try the game-winning field goal. And rather brilliantly, the Seahawks called their timeouts in order to preserve time to get the ball back and at least have a shot if the Colts went ahead 16-15 to go back down and try to win it 18-16. And that's exactly what happened. I have never seen a team do that. That was brilliant.
I think the idea was, too, they did not think that Phillip Rivers was going to be able to go down and get a touchdown on him. So it's the idea of...
Well, they were playing for a field goal.
They were playing for a field goal. In fact, on the third down...
That's all they needed.
I was a little surprised. I mean, they ran the ball on third down when it was still... I mean, it was a 60-yard field goal. So if you want to talk about the Colts not wanting the ball to go in the air, and I thought Phillip Rivers did a really nice job, and he managed the game, but he can't throw the ball. I was listening to Matt Ryan talk about it today, and he said all the power when you watch a quarterback throw comes from his legs. And he said when you're a little overweight and you're a little out of shape and you're a little slow with that, he's like, that's where a lot of that zip comes.
I mean, that was
thereof.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to start next week.
Yeah.
Like I said, at least he knows what he's seeing.
Yeah, and he's not,
and he can get the ball where he needs it to go. It's going to have to be fast. It's going to have to be short.
Yeah.
But that's what he did, and he gave him a chance to win in a very hostile against a very good defense.
Yeah.
So I was just talking about how the Seahawks handled the timeouts. I thought it was brilliant.
I just wonder if they would have done it against an offense that maybe was a little more. I don't know.
I just don't think any team there is playing for 7. They're all just trying to get into field goal range, and what they want to do is get into field goal range where the time runs out with the kick.
The problem is, I guess, to that is if on that third and 6, right? Like if you have a team that can throw the ball, you pick it up, then
now you're in trouble.
Now you're in trouble.
But you were in trouble anyway.
You're in trouble anyway. You're right. I mean, look, it's
smart.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it a little bit.
You've seen that before?
Well, I don't know if I've seen it in that scenario where you're like at the 50. What you will see it is when people get inside like the 20 and it's a chip shot. Yeah. I've seen that.
And they're already in field.
And they're already in field.
Yeah, I think
range.
that's what was weird about it is that
it was midfield.
Some wouldn't use the timeouts because there's no guarantee they get into field goal range. So now you're buying them time, but it was smart because it's like the guys. I read the quote from the guy, I forget his name, who radioed down to Mike to use them.
Yeah,
and he said, "Well, the only thing we wanted to do was just make sure if we did give up the field goal, we didn't want to, but if we did, we had enough time, and they sure enough did." And that raises another question: why does it feel like when a team needs to get 30, 40 yards? To get into position for a last-second field goal, why do they seem to get there at an alarming rate?
Yeah.
What is that?
It does feel like right now, with as good as the kickers are, it feels like that is more and more, even an offense that maybe has been scuffling a little bit, there is something to that. It does feel like you're 1 or 2 big passes away and now you're sniffing around midfield and then it's right there. I think it goes back to defenses just in general are scared to give up the big play, so they play a little softer. And I'm not saying they play prevent, but I think there is an idea when you play that high shell look, there's plays to be made over the middle. And defenses, not all of them, but a lot of them are scared to really bring pressure, and it basically turns into a kind of a 7-on-7, which is why if it, like with the Broncos, if you have a front 4 or the Texans that can hunt, it's just such a massive advantage because you can play that coverage and still heat up a quarterback. And the Colts can't really do that.
But how many times do you see a coach heat up a quarterback even when it's that scenario and it works out?
Yeah.
It's like these coaches are so conservative.
Yeah.
NFL. Yeah. It's wild. It's not all of them, but
and also too, you have 4 downs to do it. You know that it's do or die.
But I think, too, with, I was talking about the Cowboys, with Aubrey, he's such a good kicker that I feel like that hurts Dallas in a sense that, the Seahawks can kick field goals and win a game. Okay, if the Seahawks get into field goal range, I can see McDonald managing the game, take the points, rely on your defense. Dallas cannot do that. And yet, Dallas, because Aubrey is so good, it's almost like when they get across midfield, it's as if they're just like, well, there's our 3. We'll take that. We'll do 9 of those. You know what I mean? Like it hurts. I mean, I know he missed a couple field goals last night, but when you have a good kicker like the Seahawks and the Cowboys, I think sometimes it can now be a crutch. These guys are making. I mean, Aubrey misses a 59-yarder. Yeah. 59 yards, and you're going, what's the matter with Brandon Aubrey? You know,
well, it is alarming that the Colts ran the ball into a 60-yard field goal attempt. If you would have told me 4 years ago,
they were good with that.
You're like, eh.
Yeah, it's probably good. 60.
I've seen the Cowboys do that, where the Cowboys are looking at like a 59, 60-yard field goal, and they stop trying to get yards.
That's
like
what I'm
you
saying.
Said. Yeah,
I don't see a few of those tonight. With the Steelers, the fact that Chris Boswell can kick from 60, but their offense doesn't like
why
to
do
get past
they
midfield.
I don't know, because it drives me a little bananas. I mean, the difference last night in the Broncos Packers game, the Green Bay got into the red zone 3 times and kicked 3 field goals, and Denver went 4 for 4 in the red zone and scored touchdowns. And I do think as you bring up an interesting point that at times when you get conservative and you settle for 3s, it can really come back in close games and end up biting you right in the ass.
And I think it's part of it is just the 3 is such a lock now with some of these kickers. It's like, we know we have 3. It's not a risk to kick it. We'll just take it.
Which is why I'm a little surprised that the Colts did what they did on that run, because if they get a first down on that, well, I mean, I get it.
You don't have a quarterback.
You don't have a quarterback, but it's like you are seeing more and more teams that are realizing that the field goal for the other team is 100% in play, and there'll be 2.5 minutes left and it'll be 4th and 1. And we've seen it where teams do not kick the field goal to go ahead. They run the ball and they're like, no, we are going to get a first down and try to bleed this clock, because if we kick the field goal to go up by 2, it's almost a guarantee on the other side. The other team's going to go down and kick a field goal.
You'd rather keep the ball.
Yes, you are seeing a shift in the way some coaches approach it.
Yeah, because the other... Dude, what was the Chiefs-Bills one? What did they have? 18 seconds or something?
18, I think it was.
Was that what it was?
It might have been less. It might have been 16 seconds. And they scored with 16 or 18 seconds left, and Mahomes got him into field goal range.
It's crazy.
Speaking again of playing too conservative, but teams are just such cowards when it comes to that. No one wants to bring pressure because you end up with a one-on-one, and everyone is afraid of getting beat over the top and getting their ass fired.
All right, well, we will have more hot NFL talk coming up later in our show. But up next, let's look at the Heisman. This is Isaac and Suk on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Red Tail Golf Center's holiday sale is going on now with up to 50% off all your holiday golfing needs. Red Tail Golf Center, where we guarantee the lowest holiday prices. Visit us at golfredtail.com. First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as star quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL in the Chiefs' 16-13 loss to the Chargers on Sunday. Mahomes suffered the injury during the final drive of Sunday's game, and he will miss the remainder of the season. We wrap up the Week 15 of the NFL season tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh star edge rusher TJ Watt will not play tonight as he recovers from a partially collapsed lung that he sustained at the team facility on Wednesday, while Steeler running back Jalen Warren and Dolphins offensive lineman Larry Borum have also been added to the injury report with illnesses and are questionable for tonight's game. It is confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee, as the MRI confirms this morning. Parsons went down without contact while chasing down Broncos quarterback Bo Nix in the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss. Finally, your Portland Trailblazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan Sports Network, 105.
All right, welcome back to our show. Hi. It's hour 2.
Sports heavy, hour 1.
Yeah, man. Well, it's, Monday. A lot went on this weekend. Good football weekend. Good NBA weekend. That was a good game last night.
Yours?
Misers. They're not misers. They're yoursers.
How do you get blown out by the worst team in the league and then beat the Golden State Warriors for the third time this year?
Well, can I one up you?
Yeah, go for it.
How do you get blown out by the Pelicans and beat the Thunder?
I was watching that.
And yet that's what
they were down by 22 in that Oklahoma City game.
Yeah.
The only team to do it so far.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Thunder can't close like the Pelicans then, can
Apparently not. We found a chink in their armor.
Yeah, good sports weekend. We do have one more game tonight. Steelers-Dolphins, as Lowercase was just telling you about. Lowercase is a big Steelers fan. He likes the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, I see him right there. Is that some sort of zip up there?
Hey, he's got his Steelers hoodie on.
And by the way, this game actually has,
Steelers need this, don't they?
The Steelers need this, and believe it or not, the Dolphins still have a pulse. Like, this is not. If the Dolphins find a way to make the postseason, so if they win this, they go to 7-7, and you look at the standings, they're not going to get in, but there is a path. If they found a way to do it, this will be the single greatest comeback in coaching history if the Dolphins find a way to make the postseason with this team.
Didn't he do this last year too? He won a bunch of games late. McDonald.
I don't know.
McDaniel.
He's been on death's door a couple times, and they managed to pull it out of the fire. I'm not saying the Dolphins are good, just where they were
not
at.
Bad.
Where they were at, and people writing them off. It has been a nice little.
So they started 1-6.
Yes.
They have now won 5 of 6.
Yeah.
Last year, they started 2-6, and they finished 8-9.
So maybe just don't play the start of the season or not suck for the first 8 weeks.
That's really weird.
Yeah. I don't know if this saves anyone's job.
You worried, Lowercase? You worried about the Finns tonight?
Very. This is a must win for the Steelers.
10-degree weather?
Trust me, dude. When you're a Steeler fan at this point, I would be worried about everything.
I know.
I'm still trying to comprehend how they beat the Ravens because, boy, you want to talk about an I could mention Seattle's offense. Kind of, it leaves me feeling a little oogie. if you want to talk about an offense on a team that's supposed to be good that makes me want to puke, I give you Pittsburgh's offense. That was the first time all year I've seen Aaron Rodgers care to actually play the quarterback position, where he, I don't know, made a drop, made a read, and threw the ball. Aaron Rodgers just wants to pre-snap, find out where to go with it, and get rid of it in 1.2 seconds so he doesn't get hit. He doesn't want to move. Like, he has shown a disinterest in playing that position all year. And then last week against the Ravens, he was like, oh yeah, I can still throw the ball downfield. It's the damnedest thing.
I really think what it is that we activated Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Adam Thielen, and having a number 2 wide receiver that actually makes a safety split the middle of the field rather than just hover over DK.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if your savior is either one of those guys, especially Adam Thielen, I hate to tell you, lowercase, but you guys ain't going anywhere. And TJ Watt's not playing because they pulled the Tyrod Taylor on him, which is, by the way, we were speculating about that last week. We're like, man, like, claps long. Like, how does that happen? Turns out they were doing a dry needling at the facility and the damn doctor punctured the lung.
It's crazy. But, you know, let's be honest. TJ Watt wasn't doing much anyway. Am I wrong, lowercase? What do you think about that?
They did not run the ball to the right side of the offense, I think, until Indianapolis. So no one ran against the Steelers.
You're talking about Baltimore.
No, like just any
team. Okay.
Seattle didn't. All of Seattle's breakaway runs.
So him being out there is good.
It's a big factor.
But I would also, might I? Yeah. Baltimore did beat Pittsburgh. They got the game-winning touchdown. It's just they ruled it not a catch. They did.
That was one of those.
That was a catch.
Isaiah Likely should be a hero in Baltimore, but he's an inch short on like 3 separate occasions.
And Jesse James should be a hero in Pittsburgh.
Who?
Jesse James was the tight end who got the touchdown robbed against the Patriots.
That's right. You're not bitter. You're not holding on to anything, are you? Bring
Just
it
a
up,
little
Jesse James. Man, I love sports.
Well, I'm glad that you do. Otherwise, it'd be kind of a bummer to do this job.
I love sports.
But it's nice.
Kind of got Scrooty over.
We didn't even mention the best game of the weekend, which was Bills-Patriots.
That was a great game.
Yes.
And we're not going to mention it because now we have to break.
Yeah.
And then we'd like to talk about the Heisman.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I
love the Heisman. The Heisman sucks. It's kind of the award's been diluted. But every year that ceremony ropes me in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. And Fernando Mendoza is great.
He is. And one guy really exposed himself for who he is. And
well, let's talk about Mendoza.
Yeah.
Mendoza won it. Who
Yes.
cares about Pavia? Although Pavia is a douche.
Yes, he is.
He's like the evil Fernando Mendoza. And he's showing that.
At every turn.
But I tell you, that Mendoza speech was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
He's a great kid. So
every young kid should listen to that.
We'll recap that coming up next on The Fan. right, well, no stock watch today.
No.
Even though the Open played. Well, the Open should play.
Yeah, we have to play the Open because,
1-800
if
divorce.
you hate your spouse,
Yeah.
call those guys.
Yeah, they're our sponsor, but
We don't have a stock watch.
yeah, lowercase isn't up to speed on the
No.
on the stock watch. I'm not really sure why,
Don't ask questions. Look, it's
but he's not. It's
I
not your.
didn't
Be
I
happy-
didn't get any notes.
be happy that lowercase is here.
We're really lucky to have.
It's a Monday
lowercase.
Night Football. He's wearing a Steelers hoodie. You think he's paying any attention to what's going on?
No, I mean,
Just be happy he's here.
I just feel like over the last several months, if we did not have lowercase, I'm not certain what we would have done
well, I think you'd be in there pressing buttons is what would happen.
because
maybe fan man. Like we're running thin here. Our depth at the station, it's not what it once was.
they're flooding out of here.
Yeah. Just be happy.
Not
No.
lowercase.
I thought we had BYU Rob. What happened to him?
He swims upstream. Yeah, what happened to that guy? I heard there was another
You mean
guy.
Brandon?
Is it Brandon? BYU? I don't know. There was
He's a Mormon kid.
Yeah, he's a Mormon kid.
I've heard tales of him. I've never even seen him.
I've seen him twice in the office. I don't know what the deal is.
What
I
is
just
happening
go
here?
where I'm told.
I know you do lowercase. That's
he's
what we
busy
love about
serving the Lord, apparently.
You. All right. Well, no, no stock watch,
No.
but the Heisman was great.
Yeah.
It was not close. Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, we all talked about supposedly, I guess the editorial there was this idea that it was going to be close. It was not.
No.
And in fact, it was it was like the fifth largest margin basically over the last like 30 years.
Yeah, I talked about this on Friday a little bit with the Kalen DeBoer stuff. We're doing this a lot now where there are narratives that are completely made up
Yeah.
and people just go with them.
Well, I was a little surprised. Like,
So I don't know where it came from that it was supposed to be close.
yeah.
And I also don't know, this whole idea of Kalen DeBoer going to Michigan is just dumb. It's been dumb from the beginning. And yet,
He had to put out a statement.
well, he did, but because people kept talking about it, like it was literally out of thin air.
Yeah.
And yet it just gets picked
Yeah.
up and gains steam. I don't get why we do this.
Well, I've talked about it that if you just lie about yourself and you just say that you're great and you say it enough times, people start to believe it.
Hey, I'm great. I'm great. I'm
Dude,
great. I'm
I
great,
know
I'm great.
people I know people that I've encountered in my life that use this technique. That if you just continue to say one narrative, even if it's not based in anything remotely accurate, like it becomes canon.
Have we always done this?
I-
or is it worse now?
I think it's worse now, but I think this has always been the case. I remember this from when I was a kid. I remember this. People do it in athletics. People do it in academics. People do it in the business world. If you just be like, no, I'm great at this. And even if there's proof that you're not, you just can stick to your guns and it becomes something. And I swear ESPN does this better than anyone.
Yeah.
ESPN will make up
They
a
just
narrative
make it up.
just so they have something to talk about.
Quiet. You're really obnoxious.
Yeah, that helps too. I remember like it was when we were when Indiana was going into that final week, there was the idea that like that was billed as whoever wins that game, right, has the Heisman Trophy moment. And I was like, well, Mendoza's going to win. Someone even texted me and was like, who you got? And I'm like, dude, it's Mendoza in a landslide. And then over the next week, I actually started to doubt it. I was like, oh my God, everyone keeps saying that this thing is going to be really close. In my mind, I'm like, wow, I must have been way off. No, he had 643 first place votes. The little troll had 189.
Yeah, that's just it. I think it does make you go, well,
maybe
maybe there's
I'm an
something
idiot.
to that.
Well, I am an idiot, but I'm like, am I that wrong?
It's so weird. Anyway,
It got me doubting. I literally had that thought of, is this thing going to be close? No, I was right the first time.
it wasn't close. Mendoza got up there and was fantastic. If you are not or cannot root for Fernando Mendoza, you do not have a soul. You don't have a heart. Like, that guy is great.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really care about Indiana. I'm not rooting for Indiana, but that kid is he's one of the better kids to come along in a long time in college sports. His speech was wonderful. He obviously cares a lot. He's a great kid.
Yep.
His mom has MS, I think. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And he's just so sweet to her. I don't know. He's awesome.
He's the
love
guy
him.
he's the guy that makes you want to root for him, and it makes you want to root for
Yeah.
Indiana. And by the way, it also helps that it's Indiana. I also saw this. I don't remember what reporter it was, but they were saying one of the major ESPN reporters, and I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't like some fly-by-night guy. One of the big college football reporters, might have been Reese. He said that they've been going to the Heisman thing for 30 years, and they never have seen teammates show up. I guess when Mendoza went backstage, I don't know if you've seen the video, dude, he had like a bunch of his teammates that came to New York and were waiting there to mob him. And he goes, that just doesn't happen. And by all accounts, this is the real deal. And I'm with you. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome for Indiana. I thought it was awesome for college football. And it was awesome for decency. And I don't want to try to make this out to be like one's the greatest guy in the world and one's the worst. But one guy you walked away so glad that he won it. And the second place, I can't tell you how. I don't know which I'm happier about, that Mendoza won it or that Pavia didn't. Because you want to talk about two different archetypes, one being good for the sport and one being bad. I give you those two.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Pavia, he went out to some club.
Yeah.
And he had an F Indiana.
Yeah, he went out and had bottle service.
You know how the girls bring the board? Oh, it's lowercase knows this. I mean, This is right up his alley. Like, I'm a 50-year-old man. I only know this from like stupid reality shows about young people, but they bring out the big board and they put a little, it's like your own little personal marquee.
Yep.
His read F Indiana.
Yep. And then he was flipping off the camera. He also said F all Heisman voters. It got to the point where he actually, and he didn't, but someone in his PR team got together and said, you might want to issue an apology. The other one that was alarming about him is, like, he is not a real NFL prospect. Like, the highest I've seen him is maybe late third round. Julian Sain is 6'1", apparently. Jeremiah Love is 6 foot. Go do yourself a favor and look at the photo on the Heisman stage of Jeremiah Love, who is 6 feet tall, and Sain close to it. Diego Pavia might be 5'7".
We're not getting Kyler Murray again, is what you're saying?
Well, you're not getting Kyler Murray because he is not Kyler Murray. And I hope he enjoys it because that dude's living the high life.
Well, he's got NIL money, right?
Well, he better hold on to that NIL money because he ain't getting any of that NFL money.
Now, do we have to get another year of him?
I think he's sued, but I think he's done.
So he's not going back to Vanderbilt?
No. I think the courts have told him no.
Good.
So, I mean, this persona that he has built up, if you really want to be known as the less talented, smaller Johnny Manziel, dude, good luck to you, man.
Yeah, it's not going to age well.
No, it's not.
It
really is
kind of embarrassing, but
yeah.
But that's why Mendoza is so great.
Yeah.
It's like, we shouldn't take guys like Mendoza for granted.
No.
Because you got boobs like Pavia.
I even like that he was thanking Cal and his teammates, and he just look. I get that college football is changing, and these kids now have money and they have opportunities, and they're changing and different teams, and so it's not like it was years ago. So stop trying to make it like that. These kids are more empowered than ever, and yes, they have real money. I just think there's a way you can do that and still be classy. And I thought adding in Cal and what that meant to him and his teammates in Indiana, it was a really good modern day reminder that there's some really sharp kids. There may be some tools in the drawer, but there's also some really sharp scissors as well.
Yeah, it's good. The old Heisman. He'll probably go to the Raiders. Mendoza.
Yeah, it depends.
If he's the number one pick.
If he's the number one pick, I still think if Dante Moore comes out, I think Dante Moore is the number one pick. Just my 2 cents. And we don't know. It does seem like there's a little bit of shift. The idea was that Dante Moore was for sure coming back. Everyone now, all the talking heads seem to think that this is a top 3 pick and that maybe with Will Stein leaving, maybe there is an element to he leaves. I believe that if Dante Moore comes out, I believe he will be the number one pick over Mendoza.
Can't these guys earn themselves? I mean, these playoffs are huge.
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean,
yes.
If Dante Moore flames out in the playoff, that's going to hurt him.
Absolutely.
Same with Mendoza.
100%.
So there's a lot still on the line for those guys.
Absolutely. But, and it's a week.
But the number one pick is likely
it'll be one of
Vegas.
Them. Yes. Yes. Yeah. They are uniquely bad at this point. Like Cincinnati has shown some incompetence.
There was a team yesterday that was worse than them?
Than Cincinnati?
No, that was worse than the Raiders. The Raiders got blown out by the...
Yeah, they got shut out.
Was it the Tech?
It was 31-0.
Who beat them?
The
Eagles. Yeah. Warren Sharp posted there was actually a team that graded out worse yesterday.
Who was that?
The Browns.
Well...
And I didn't see any of it.
Yeah, I was. I mean,
the Bears beat the living tar out of them.
Shedeur had his own thing, and the Raiders. I mean it. The Raiders are one of the worst football teams that I can remember. Like they are. I did not think an NFL team could be this bad on a regular basis. I mean, it is the ineptitude in which they operate is just purely it's staggering. I wanted to double check this, but yeah. Did you see how many yards they had?
The Raiders?
And this is the third time
No.
this has happened this year.
Did they get to 100?
No. It's the third time. They had 75 total yards.
God.
They had 42 plays and for 72 yards.
It's like the Steelers.
I just don't know.
What? Sorry.
I mean, that was a shot.
Taking
but
shots at you.
75 yards is embarrassing.
75 yards.
Yeah.
It's
Was Geno still back there or is he hurt?
it's Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
God.
Kenny Pickett went 15 to 25 for 64 yards and threw a pick. I mean, so anyway, like if you're Dante Moore, maybe you don't want to go to the Raiders. I don't know if you can bring Pete Carroll back. It's just that thing is just an abomination. But yes, I believe that whoever ends up with the number one pick, because the Raiders are in the mix for it. The Giants, although if the Giants got it, they wouldn't pick a quarterback. I think they like Jackson Dart. The Jets, but there are 3 losses. Is there anyone else that's a 2? Titans, they wouldn't pick a quarterback, but I would assume that that's going to be a trade. Mendoza or Moore, whichever that should be that should be the number one player off the board. And if it's the Giants or whatever, they'll just trade back.
Is
and someone
Sayin
else.
coming out?
No, he's young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because poor little Julian Sayin over there.
Yeah.
Did you see that video circulating of the press conference for the Heisman?
No.
Well, they set them each at their own little media tables.
Sure.
And Pavia's was packed and Mendoza's was packed.
No one paid any attention to it.
There was one guy on talking to Julian Sayin.
Really?
Yeah. Poor little guy over there.
Did Love get anything?
They didn't show he was on the other side.
Yeah.
He had a few, but not a lot. No.
Okay.
But say the idea was, I mean, it was Sayin was right next to the other 2 quarterbacks. no one cares about Julian Sayin.
No. And they were the number 1 team, but they lost to Indiana.
So no one's talking about him.
I wonder if they had beat Indiana if we talk about that different, or if they win a national title, which I still think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I still think they're the best.
Write
team in the
him
country.
off at your own peril. No one's talking about him, but
No.
guess who's not in that playoff? Diego Pavia is not in that playoff. Julian Sayin is.
31 touchdowns, 6 picks. I mean, none of those guys had eye-poppy numbers.
He didn't look good against Indiana.
No. Indiana does that to a lot of players. Oregon's offense didn't look against Indiana.
Dante Moore, they had him all sorts of twisted up.
Yeah. Which I'll be interested to see if they get another crack at Indiana, and that would be obviously if Indiana wins and then Oregon beats JMU and then Texas Tech. I'd be interested to know, because Indiana certainly does a lot of different stuff on defense. They run a lot of safety rotation and false pressures. I would be interested to know if Dante Moore getting a second crack at that, if it's way better because you've seen it.
I'm sure he learned a lot.
Yeah. So I would be very intrigued to see Dante Moore with another crack at that.
That's the hard part about the layoff. Even though it hurt Oregon last year, it seemed.
Yeah.
Indiana's sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Like they don't, and I know they'd have a game before playing if they played Oregon, but they're just sitting there right now adding all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Signetti, dude, he is nasty.
Yeah. There was a really good 60 Minutes piece on them over the weekend. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. And I keep going back to he got so tired of being asked questions about, who he is and all that. I win. Google me.
Google me.
And it worked. I remember hearing that and just laughing and being like, man, that's some balls to go into Indiana and say, I win. Google me. And yet here he is.
All right. In the news is coming up next. We have fire news and another round of wet and stormy weather. But first, lowercase.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk. First round week of the college football playoff is brought to you by Video Only. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as star quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL in the Chiefs' 16-13 loss to the Chargers on Sunday. Mahomes suffered the injury during the final drive of Sunday's game, and he will miss the remainder of the season. We wrap up Week 15 of the NFL season tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh star edge rusher TJ Watt will not play tonight as he recovers from a partially collapsed lung that he sustained at the team facility on Wednesday. Steeler running back Jalen Warren and Dolphins O-lineman Larry Borum have also been added to the injury report with illnesses as they are questionable for tonight's game. It's also confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee, as MRI confirms this morning. Parsons went down without contact, chasing down Broncos quarterback Bo Nix in the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss in Denver. Finally, your Portland Trailblazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda Center. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, we all had a good weekend around here. Did anybody get hurt?
No.
Any injuries to report?
Not that I know of.
Drinking injuries?
Well, I mean, that goes
Food injuries?
that goes without saying.
You know?
Holiday party.
105.1 FM, 1080 AM. The Fan.
All right, welcome back. It is December 15, 2025. It is time now for In the News. I am your noted and humble newsman. Hello, thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Sit down. Sit.
Let's see what Molly Tenji's has to go through now.
Oh, she drives me crazy.
Think about it, that's probably like the third most expensive thing you own, by the way.
The dog?
The dog.
Yeah.
Oh, your house, your car, and Molly Tenji's. Have fun with that.
I am. I love her, but she's annoying.
Understand.
Small dogs are annoying.
Yeah.
Don't get small dogs.
Never had one.
Yeah, don't get one. Trust me.
Before we got the Akita, I was trying to work on, I wanted a Schnauzer. And
I hate those.
and somehow I ended up with the biggest dog I've ever owned. So it goes to show you where the authority in my house lies.
Right. Well, today is International Tea Day. Hope you like your tea.
I only drink tea when I'm not feeling well.
I like tea every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
A nice Earl Grey, if you will. My daughter makes tea every night for her and the missus, and they always ask me, and I just am, why? Like, what? I don't need an
doesn't it help like put you to sleep?
I don't know. That's what booze is for. I mean, why would I have tea to put me to sleep when I have Tully's? I go to sleep like an adult. I don't need tea. Get out of here with that.
Would you like a cupcake? It is also National Cupcake Day.
Nah, not really.
Tea and cupcakes.
I don't mind a cupcake, but,
They're fine.
I will never buy a cupcake. I will no seek out a cupcake.
It's all about the frosting.
Yeah, cupcakes are more. See, I disagree because I think far too often the cupcake to frosting ratio is way off.
Meaning too much cupcake?
No, too much
frosting?
Yeah, you take
Oh.
the cupcake and then they put like this massive amount of frosting on it. Like, what
I
do we
love
do?
that. That's what I love.
I usually end up leaving out with the cupcake. I take the knife or a finger and I scrape off about 70% of the frosting, and then I get to a good frosting cupcake ratio, and then I may enjoy it. But
I don't really even need the cupcake part.
you just want the frosting?
Yeah.
What I like to do is I like to take 2 cupcakes, you scrape off the icing on one of them, then you sandwich it. Now you got a cupcake
See,
sandwich.
there you go. I can go with that.
I love that.
When my daughter makes cupcakes, the yellow cake ones, she actually makes me a couple plain ones. I prefer the. I don't need all the fluff. Give me a nice moist cupcake, and we're good.
We've got another atmospheric river rolling through here.
Boy, I'll tell you, was it worse than it was today? Because it was pissing today.
Yeah, it's not good.
No,
Not good out there.
yeah, it was
It's been a
no,
rough couple weeks around here.
Yeah, it was no bueno, man. Some of the flooding, like up north, was it?
Yeah. Sequoia? Wait,
I
no,
think it's
that's the
Sonomish.
tree.
Sonomish, maybe.
Snoqualmie.
Yeah.
Wish.
Boy,
Snoqualmie-ish.
some of the flooding up there in Washington. Hey, it starts with an S and it's really bad,
think it's
and it's getting worse. I think it's
Sammamish. Sammamish? Some your mom?
Swami, Swanson, Suane, Samsonite, way off.
Way out.
I don't know. Some people up to the north, they've got it bad.
Yeah, did they have like a kayak? Did you see that? Now, this didn't make in the news, so I'm going to probably butcher this.
Probably.
But I was looking at the story where some kayaker was looting.
Really?
It was a kayak looter.
Wow. He just
Floodwaters were so high, he was just
Huh.
paddling around into homes and stealing stuff.
What a piece of crap.
Yeah,
Really? Like,
a looter.
hey, I know these homes are all flooded, but I got a good idea. Let's just go ahead and steal some crap while I'm at it. Hope you get caught in the undertow.
Well, they're saying this week, buckle up, even though we've already seen it today, the rest of the week. It's another round of wet and stormy weather, okay?
Cool. So you're not golfing.
Rain totals may amount to 2 to 3 inches around the Portland metro area and the Willamette Valley by the end of the week. Some forecast models show 3 to 6 inches of rain across the Oregon coastline mountain foothills.
Damn it.
So rising rivers, minor flooding, the whole thing.
Yeah, so slow down, give everyone a little grace out on the roads, and try not to go through the giant puddles, even though it's kind of fun to do so.
Expect a chance for rain every day with more significant rainfall throughout Tuesday night, then again Thursday night.
So it's just going to keep going.
And to answer your question, I am playing golf.
Oh.
Because I will be in sunny San Diego.
On Friday. Oh, there you go.
Yes. Now, can we say this word?
I don't know. You
I'm
tell
gonna
me.
say it.
This is Isaac Rupp and not me. And don't.
Are you
Put
guys
it-
all bracing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I read this on Oregon Live.
Doesn't mean.
And the headline is How a Portland Record Label is Reclaiming a Once Derogatory Term Through Rock Music.
Oh boy. Yeah. Go for it.
Uh-oh.
Isaac Rupp, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh is right.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Chicano.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think it is.
That's bad?
Well,
I don't want to say
based on
that.
the headline, yes.
Boy, I'll tell you right now. If you like,
You thought it was going to be worse.
boy,
I haven't thought of that term for many, many moons.
I've
I've heard the term.
I'm going to pull a Myers Leonard. I had no idea that was a derogatory term. If I called
Well, I don't think many do.
if I called something that or called someone that and they got mad, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm blaming ignorant white guy here. I had no idea that was a bad term.
But you wouldn't use that term.
I
At least I hope.
I don't think so.
I don't think we should use that term as white men.
Is that one that we can't say, but they can?
Yes, I think so. I don't think you're supposed to say that, but I've heard it. I just haven't really heard it in a long time. And now they're saying these guys are kind of bringing it back.
I just thought it was another name for people of
They call
Hispanic
it-
descent.
They call it Chicano rock.
I thought
It's a type of music.
I thought exactly. If you told me that we were going out to eat or we were going to listen to something, and I said, "What is it?" and you said it's Chicano, I'd be like, "Oh, cool. All right, we're gonna go listen to some Latin music." I didn't know I was slurring something. I had no idea.
Yeah, so now there's these guys trying to bring back Chicano rock.
I didn't know it went anywhere.
Well, it did. Okay.
This is one of those things that maybe never mind. As a middle-aged white guy, allow me to, as Dave Chappelle said, or maybe you could shut the F up. Sometimes when it comes to those things, you just realize, as the middle-aged white guy, just be quiet. Oh,
Well,
it's not up to me to determine whether or not that's offensive. But apparently now it's not offensive.
well, these guys are in Portland. Their names are,
Are you about to offend some more people?
I just don't know how to pronounce it. Josu.
I think you butchering their names are
I don't
more offensive than you saying that they have Chicano rock.
He says, I found my musical voice in those two worlds. I think that there's a lot of Latinos like myself who grew up speaking very poor Spanish, trying to find a place to fit in that maybe didn't fit in to the camp of being Mexican, but didn't fit into the camp of being white. And so now there's this record label, Electric Chocoland Records. And they are a grassroots record company started by this guy and his buddy named Shorty, Marco
yes.
Shorty Delgado.
Yes, Shorty.
And they have they've been active for a year, and they've already signed 3 musical acts, and they are trying to bring back Chicano rock. Okay, so keep an eye out for their video release party in a couple of days
Well, I will tell you that
at Landmark Saloon.
I will not be doing that, but
Be Wednesday
I
night.
appreciate that they're trying to bring something back.
But they're all going to play. Their 3 bands are going to play there.
Well, but I do. I that thing you said about like being Hispanic but not being Hispanic, you speak poor Spanish. I that is the thing. My gal is Japanese. Her whole family's from Japan, but she was split, raised half in the United States, half over there. Went to an international high school over there. So I've heard her talk about this. I heard a lot of her friends that you kind of end up in no man's land because you're certainly not white, you're not American, but you're not Japanese, and both sides kind of give you crap for it. And I've seen that firsthand where you can feel you can feel like you don't have any place that you belong. So that I do sympathize with. That stinks.
So this says Chicano originated as a derogatory term for a person of Mexican descent born in the United States, but has since been reclaimed as a mixed cultural identity.
Okay.
For Electric Chocoland Records, the term encompasses more of an identity than a sound. The label of Chicano rock just facilitates me being able to explore so many avenues and not be tied down to a genre like Texas blues or alternative rock. I don't know. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Oh, good music's good music. So go Chicano rock. And you know what? Maybe now I will listen to the release party.
There was a fire aboard a Portland Spirit boat, the Portland Spirit boat.
Yeah, is there more than one?
Well, this says a Portland Spirit boat, but no, I think there's only one.
I thought it was just the Portland Spirit, not Portland Spirits. but I could be
Large
wrong.
firefighter presence and passenger evacuations.
That's no good.
This was Saturday night.
Well, that might give you a little, spice up the tour a little bit. At the end of the tour, like you get the fireboat comes out and they put some smoke, but it's not really on fire. It's just kind of part of gives you a little of an adrenaline rush. You got a little Titanic thing going on.
You dive into the Willamette.
Well, I just thought maybe, not now. It's full of poop.
I think you're good now.
Maybe when it's clean. I don't know. I just thought maybe at the end of it, that could be part of like you pay a little extra and you get the fire evacuation. Then you get to put on the little vest and, you get to run off the boat. And then you get a nice story to tell about how you almost died.
Yeah, it's like Burning Man, where at the end of it all, you just light it on fire and now you get the memories.
Say, Portland Spirit, if sales are sloughing a little bit, how about a little disaster exercise at the end of it?
Well, the initial reports of a fire on the vessel turned out to be false. There was no fire or medical emergency aboard.
Oh, well, there you go.
They were initially called to the scene around 8:30 p.m. As a precaution. All 68 passengers were evacuated.
I think the passengers were disappointed when they found out that nothing like
Yes, they were probably pissed, but maybe they got their money back.
Yeah. I have that sometimes when you're stuck like in an hour-long delay and then there's no reason for it. Like you get up to the choke point and you think there's going to be like a crash or something, like some sort of police presence, but
No,
it's
there's
not.
nothing.
And then you're like, what the hell, man? Like we evacuated for nothing? You just want to see like some engine on fire.
They just said the boat had been experiencing mechanical issues. And
But apparently not fire.
it was the vessel was checked over and safely resumed its journey around 9 o'clock, so it only took about a half an hour.
Yeah, we're fine.
I love the Portland Spirit. Have you ever been on there?
Years and years and years ago. We
good.
talk about it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's always one of those things that we talk about doing and then we don't do.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you when you travel, because like when we go to New Orleans, we always do one of the Mississippi riverboat cruises. And I'll bet you no one that lives in New Orleans goes on those cruises. It might be a little bit of that. Like if you're in town, hey, what do you want to do? Let's go check out the Portland Spirit.
It's a good time waster.
There you go.
And you can drink on there.
Yeah, it's-
And the food's better than you think.
Good stuff.
All
And
right.
by the way, people saying the Portland Spirit, at least 3 ships in the fleet.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I thought it was just the Portland
Where do they
Spirit.
keep the other ones?
Couldn't tell you.
There's always the one sitting down there, but where are the others?
Don't know. According to text program. Indeed, Portland Spirits. So like Portland Spirit 1, 2, and 3, they call it, there's one that's the deuce. Is there one that's better than the others?
By the way, I don't think I buy that. I think there's only one Portland Spirit.
All right.
I'm calling conspiracy.
Time
theory.
to work a Google.
Years removed from COVID, where does Portland's traffic rank now? That's next on The Fan.
This is the Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation. Online
Play clock at 1.
windowNation.com.
Burrow takes the snap. Play clock at 1. Burrow takes the snap. Drop to throw. Blitz pressure coming. It's intercepted at the 5. Kyle Van Noy hands it off to Gilman along the near sideline. Alohi Gilman to midfield. He's gone. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown Ravens. Alohi Gilman. And with 7:38 left to play in Cincinnati, the Hayes in the barn.
What a great call.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. That's the old Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Kyle Van Noy, BYU great, by the way, doing the old, I don't want to run this thing. Here, you take it. Give it to one of the little fast guys. That was a cool play. You don't see that much anymore.
Thanks, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Window Nation this month, 50% off all window styles and 0% financing for 5 years. Schedule your free consult at windownation.com. Okay, I learned that there is only one Portland Spirit,
That's a lie.
but they do have other smaller boats. But there's only one. The Portland Spirit is the name of the main yacht.
It says that they have 4 boats, 3 yachts, and a
Right.
jet boat.
Right. But they're all names. So Portland Spirit is just the one yacht. It is the Portland Spirit yacht. The other boats are all smaller.
Are they named something different?
Apparently they are. It looks like Willamette Star, Crystal Dolphin, and the Explorer jet boat.
By the way, Crystal Dolphin I do not think of as a boat. I think of something completely different when you tell me Crystal Dolphin.
Yeah, it looks smaller. They have an aerial of the 4 boats
I see
in
it
the
here.
water.
Yeah, the Portland Spirit.
The Portland Spirit's way bigger.
Yeah, it's way bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad we covered that for you guys out there.
Crystal Dolphin. Welcome to the stage. Crystal Dolphin.
A new study on traffic. Portland, we used to be one of the worst traffic cities.
Yeah, how we doing?
That was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened.
Well, our freeways are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Dumb.
And our bridge, at least the I-5 bridge, it's an embarrassment.
So this is done by a Washington-based traffic analytics company called INRIX, and they put out the 2025 traffic scoreboard. Portland area drivers are stuck in traffic more this year compared to last year. However, the Rose City ranks only 25th worst traffic in the U.S.
So that's not too bad.
That's way better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Didn't we used to be like top 5?
I don't know about that.
I think it was L.A., Seattle,
I mean,
Portland.
L.A., New York. If you've ever driven across Seattle during rush hour traffic and then Portland, yeah, we're doing just fine compared to those.
Yeah, we were 113th globally
Yeah.
for worst congestion.
Okay, so we're like the Iowa State of traffic. I can live with that.
And you're our Matt Campbell.
Do what I can. Now, now to be fair, we never have to drive during peak traffic. That my opinion of that would change if I had to get off at 5. Because there are days like if we get off early at 5, I'll just go sit at a bar for an hour or two, as opposed to trying to slug my way through I-5 traffic getting across to the Cougar.
Do you know what the worst traffic corridor in Oregon is?
The worst.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be somewhere on 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottleneck right there.
Yeah. 26 between 217 and the Vista
Yeah.
Ridge Tunnel.
Yeah.
Worst in the state.
Oh, hands down. That thing is, which is why, like, when they talk about, like, putting, like, a baseball stadium out there, that's where everyone just groans, and you're like, well, good luck. I have that, like, I've heard from people, like, with concerts, like, maybe even at Moda Center, or certainly for the ones, like, in Ridgefield, or, like, Allen A. If you live on that side, Hillsborough and Beaverton might as well be the moon to me, and probably vice versa. On a Friday, and you got a concert at 7 o'clock, and it's at Ridgefield or it's at Moda, cool. Leave at 1.
The U.S. city that topped the list, worst traffic? Chicago.
Yeah.
Chi-town.
When my daughter lived there, it was not good. I thought it'd be LA.
LA is 4th.
Because LA, for me, the only ones that I've actually been in, like on a somewhat regular basis, LA is brutal.
So New York is 1, Philly 2, LA 3. Wait, no. Chicago 1, New York 2, Philly 3, LA 4, Boston 5, Seattle ranked 10th.
Okay.
And Portland 25th.
Yeah.
So we're doing all right.
Yeah, hanging in there.
I think a lot of people just didn't go back to work in Portland.
Well, a lot of people they've given up on the city. They don't come down here. I hear that all the time from people.
That is in the news, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com, December 15, 2025. Got some headlines coming up next, and then we'll take a look at, it's about that time. Oregon, James Madison.
Yeah.
Ducks might be getting some wide receivers back.
At least on the practice field.
And some other stuff. So stay right there. Isaac and Suk on the Fan.
Pros don't just Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, some NFL news for you as quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL in the Chiefs' 16-13 loss to the Chargers on Sunday. Mahomes suffered the injury during the final drive of Sunday's game, and he will miss the remainder of the season. We wrap up Week 15 of the NFL season tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh star edge rusher TJ Watt will not play tonight as he recovers from a partially collapsed lung that he sustained at the team facility on Wednesday. That game will kick off here in just a few moments. We'll make sure to keep you updated with it. It is also confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. As the MRI confirms this morning, Parsons went down without contact while chasing down Broncos quarterback Bo Nix in the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss in Denver. Finally, your Portland Trail Blazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're. Oh, cool, Jimmy Buffett. Hope you're having a nice little Monday.
Rest in peace, by the way, Jimmy.
R.I.P. Yeah, it's your sports bros. Rock, me, Big Secret over there. We got lowercase over there in place of Schnitzel Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
He's out. He'll be back tomorrow. For those who miss him. So coming up here,
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
we got to talk some sports.
We've actually been pretty sportsy today for a Monday.
Well, we usually are.
Yeah. We've leaned in.
Yeah. I mean, we do talk a lot of sports here, contrary to popular belief.
I know.
You know?
It's a label we get.
Yeah, we get labeled. You can't fit us in a box.
It's a cross we bear.
It's a cross we bear. Yeah, we usually just shoot the crap, but it almost always comes back to sports because we love it.
We are based around sports. I mean, it is sports radio.
Oh, man. We love it. So we will get to I want your opinion on the Joe Burrow comments from last week. You didn't get to talk about those. We talked about them on Friday.
As a Cincinnati fan, I wouldn't love it.
God.
It's got some real Andrew Luck vibes.
But some headlines here. It is a torn ACL for Micah Parsons. Of course, same for Patrick Mahomes. They're both gone.
Devastating.
Well, no, they're not gone.
No.
They are not dead.
No.
But they will return to the football field, just not this year.
And we don't even know if they'll be ready at the start of next season. Yeah, we kind of, the ACL has kind of become like this, like almost like a throwaway. It's like, he tore his ACL, he'll be fine. You don't know that. Like some guys recover and in 6 months and it's great. Other guys can take up to 9 to 10. Other people, it can take an entire year after you're back. I mean, there's no guarantee that once something's torn like that, you're not 100%. I mean, these things do take a toll, and you're not getting any younger. Especially for someone, I mean, Mahomes is going to be fine. I'm assuming that his oily Jack Sparrow hips will be fine running around out there. But for like Micah Parsons, who is one of the truly unique, explosive athletes, it's something to keep an eye on. These are not just minor injuries.
What if Mahomes comes back with an Oscar Pistorius leg?
He's got his super blade in there. I'd like to see it, although something tells me the traction could be a bit problematic.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of other quarterback tidbits. Jaden Daniels of the Commanders is going to be shut down for the season.
Yeah,
that's no surprise.
What do you do at this point? They can't predict him. He did come back and got the hell kicked out of him. And I think that leads to one of the more interesting off seasons we talk about, you mentioned with Kansas City how fast the window closes, right? There's no better example of that than the Commanders. So the Commanders, no one thinks anything of it. They draft Jaden Daniels. He comes in as a rookie, and they outperform everyone's expectations, right? They get hot. All of a sudden, like, they made the trade for Marshawn Lattimore. They find a way to get in the NFC title game, and it's like, man, we're one piece away. And so you go out and you make the Tunsil trade. You go out and you get Debo. You re-sign Bobby Wagner. It's like you go all in on this. And this year becomes an unmitigated disaster. Daniels is hurt all year. Your offense absolutely stinks. Your defense is terrible. Lattimore turns out to be nothing. You've given away a lot of draft capital. And all of a sudden, you're kind of looking at it next year and you're like, oh my God, like what exactly are we doing? Like it's a really weird offseason to be a Commanders fan because obviously, I don't know if you're this bad. Obviously, if Jaden Daniels is healthy. But I'll tell you what, I do think that as a team, I think you're closer to this year than you are the one that went to the NFC title game. If you ask me, are you closer to one of the worst 5 teams in the NFL or closer to being a Super Bowl team? I think it's the other half. And you're one of the older teams in the league, and you gave away a lot of draft capital. Be careful microwaving your franchise to try to get somewhere. Indianapolis Colts, same thing. The Texans had to go through this a little bit. Now, their defense is so good, they're kind of dragging this sorry-ass offense along, but the Texans tried to do this after C.J. Stroud's rookie year. No one wants to be patient and to try to build a team kind of the way Philadelphia did.
Well, but aren't they supposed, like, some of them, like, you can't blame them in one sense because isn't the idea that when your quarterback's on a rookie deal, that's your window?
Yeah.
That's your best bet?
Yeah, I mean, there is truth to that, but also, like I said, it just microwaving it is such a scary thing because I think you end up paying a lot for players that aren't that good, which is why they're available in the first place.
Well, isn't it some of it too is copycat, right?
Yes.
The Rams just want to.
Yes.
The Rams did this.
Yes.
And we think that that's like commonplace, but it's not.
No.
The way, because I remember you calling out the Rams. You're like, be
Boy,
careful
this is
on this.
Ballsy move.
But because they got the title.
Yeah. It made it all worth it.
It made it all worth it. And, you know, they've stayed good. Like they've actually done a really good job with it, but that's the outlier. That's not the norm.
No, the Rams' ability, because they took their dip, but they went back to the drawing board and they reinvented their offense and they got really young on defense and they just hit on guys. And when you're successful, and this is where if you're the Commanders, I think you believe in yourself, is if you are an NFL team that can identify prospects and hit on 2 draft classes in a row, you can put yourself back in this window. The Denver Broncos did it. Like, you can dig your way out of this, but boy, it is a perilous sort of situation when you try to shove your chips in the middle and you have to pivot and you have to realize and pivot hard. That's the other one. Denver might have done this as good as anyone. They went all in on the Russell Wilson thing and were like, crap. And what did they do? They said, look, this doesn't work. Fire our coach. We get rid of Russ.
Great little player.
We bring in Sean Payton. You start building a defense. And then you took a shot on a guy that some people didn't believe in, but Sean Payton did. And even today, some people still don't believe in it. And he's not the best in the world, but Denver has built a scary-ass defense and an offense that when Bo Nix plays well enough, here they are. That is a great pivot. And I wonder what Washington and Indy both are going to do in the offseason.
Yeah, the Colts are saying that Phillip Rivers will be their starter. They'll be on Monday Night Football next week against my Niners.
Yeah. Great coaching job as well.
Grandpa Phil is going out there.
He is. Again. It's such a cool story. Watching him throw the ball, I'm not certain that this is good for more than a week or two.
Look, they have a good offensive line.
Yeah.
And they have Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
That's their bet.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
It's not about Phil Rivers.
No, it is not. I was really impressed, obviously, that you can come off the couch and do that. And what a cool moment. But man, I was alarmed at how bad the ball looked coming out of his hand. Because you're used to Phillip Rivers that guy had an arm and the quick release and it zipped out of his hand. Boy, it looked like he was shot putting the ball. And I was like, whoa.
I think that one of the Seahawks DBs said that it was so slow coming out of, like, his ball was so slow they had to adjust to that.
Is it
like they couldn't adjust to it?
Is it like someone throwing the knuckleball?
It's like Jamie Moyer.
It's like when Pete Carroll was playing scout team quarterback.
Yeah.
That's
great.
I just don't know if I've seen a ball, like
catch
you said,
teams off guard,
come out slower. I just was sitting there being like, and I kept waiting for like the disaster to happen, but it didn't. He had anticipation. He knew where to put it, and he stayed out of trouble. It wasn't like an impressive performance, but
But he's pulling the Peyton Manning in Denver.
Yeah.
Like he's smart. He knows where the ball needs to go.
Yeah.
He also knows his limitations, and he's not going to try to squeeze it somewhere where he shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's why they got him.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's fantastic too. We talk about Fernando Mendoza being a guy you want to root for. Dude, Phillip Rivers is great. He's having the time of his life. And you see that sideline? He has given them juice.
Yeah,
they're fired up over there.
There's a belief there. If they could have found a way to win that game, that would have been amazing.
Well, their schedule
is doesn't
rough.
Yeah.
But,
and they may end up being short, but look, again, for what they had to work with, I think it's a really cool story. Plus, I like that it pisses Cam Newton off. I don't know if you've seen this. Cam's all sorts have been out of shape.
Oh, does he want to play or something?
Well, yeah, he's like he and of course he's claiming racism and all the other stuff because that. But
would it be bad to bring in Cam Newton?
I don't think people want to bring in Cam Newton
because of Cam Newton,
well, his
he's old.
As I've stated, his shoulder is made of crab meat. We saw that at the end, and I think the idea is Phillip Rivers, while limited, is going to play in structure and isn't going to do dumb things and be a good teammate and leader and all that. And I don't think the same thing can be said about Cam Newton in his hats. So I think that's why. But yeah, Cam's been on this, this is the most outrageous thing in the world and everyone's against me. And, Cam's in his feelings, which I personally think is hilarious because I think Cam Newton, despite being an unbelievable quarterback that doesn't get enough credit, is an absolute boob off the field. And I love that this pisses him off.
Yeah, the Colts next 3, they play San Francisco, Jacksonville, and they're at Houston.
It's just brutal, man. One of those games.
God, they haven't played a bad team since.
No.
Well, I guess are you calling Kansas City bad?
No, they're not.
Okay, they haven't played a bad team since week 10.
Yeah. And
they played the Chiefs, Texans, Jags, Seahawks, then the Niners, Jags, and Texans.
Yeah. And even before Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, you kind of saw this, like the running game was getting balled up a little bit and Jones was coming back down to earth. Like there were signs that this was cratering. And I don't think it's necessarily even the Colts' fault. Like we talk about the Seahawks. If the Seahawks had to play that schedule right now, schedules are not created equal. And they have a really tough one. The Niners and Seahawks are both feasting right now, and they have both had very favorable schedules, and the Colts didn't. So I think the Colts are worthy of being a playoff team, but at the end of the day, they probably don't because of 1, injuries, and 2, this. That's a brutal run. Chiefs, Texans, Jags, Hawks, Niners, Jags, Texans. I don't know if there's a tougher stretch that we've seen in the NFL. That's tough no matter who you are, let alone a team dealing with massive injuries and Isaac Rupp at quarterback. You're in better shape than Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I think so.
You are.
Yeah. You should give me a shot.
Listening to Matt Ryan today talk about like what being out of shape means for throwing the ball. he was like, look, I applaud Phillip Rivers. Matt Ryan was like, I couldn't do it. He goes, so to see him go out there and he's talking about like you said, anticipation and all that. He just was saying that this is a really, really tough task to not be in shape and being asked to go out and do that. Someone asked Ben Roethlisberger, and Ben said the same thing. Ben goes, my arm can still do it. He goes, the rest of my body isn't going to agree with my arm. I also wonder how Phillip is feeling today from a sore standpoint.
Yeah, he's probably pretty sore. But I think it would be fun to see all these guys.
One more time?
Yeah. Just all of them. Put them all out.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Brees, Tom
Cam,
Brady.
Nice little turkey bowl.
Yes. I want to see them all. I bet you Roethlisberger, he's right. But if he still has the arm, I bet you that might not look so bad.
Well, Tom still looks like he's in shape.
Yeah.
Right? Tom takes care of himself. He's on all the weird, growth hormone and face injections. He might be number 1. I'll bet you it wouldn't be pretty, but I'll bet you Kaepernick could still run around a little bit. He's younger than those guys.
Yeah, and maybe that's Cam Newton's point.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Like, none of us can throw, but I'm a big...
Why Phillip Rivers? Is it just because he was willing to come back? He's like the only one...
He knows the offense.
Yeah.
Steichen and him have...
Him and Shane Steichen are buddies.
The idea that Phillip Rivers... I mean, he got there on a Monday or Tuesday and played. I mean, his knowledge of the playbook and those receivers, that's why. If Phillip Rivers had not there's only one team in the league that Phillip Rivers could have done this with, and that's the Colts.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that maybe Cam and Kaepernick are missing. By the way, as soon as one of their quarterbacks gets healthy, like if Riley Leonard's healthy, we're not doing this. So this may just be we needed someone for a week or two to maybe keep our playoff chances alive. And the idea of bringing in a quarterback like Cam Newton or Kaepernick that hasn't played, that has the injury problems, and doesn't know our offense and has to learn that terminology in 4 days, we can't do it. But Phillip, same offense, man. You know what it is. You know the terms. Get out there, and he's not going to put us in bad spots. And it damn near worked.
Yeah. All right, let's check in on the Ducks. And I'm interested in your comments about what Joe Burrow had to say.
Yeah.
And then getting shut out. It's not looking good there.
Well, it's not fun, no.
We'll get to that coming up next on The Fan.
The
Well, checking in on the Ducks, it's actually game week. They will be taking on the Dukes of Madison James on Saturday. That game right here on The Fan. Pre-game at noon, Ducks game day brought to you by Coors Light. After the game, stay for the Dick Hanna dealership's post-game scoreboard.
I am interested, and this may sound sacrilegious, I'm interested to what the crowd will be like.
Yeah?
Well,
I think it's going to be rocking.
I think so.
It's a playoff game.
Yeah, and that's why I said this may be sacrilegious. I wonder. There is...
You think it might be kind of subdued?
A little bit. Well,
because it's James Madison.
Well, the students are gone, right? Yeah. They've gone home.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I guess holiday weekend, right? Students gone. It's the worst possible matchup as far as getting any sort of juice. It's the first playoff game in Autzen history. Like, this thing should just be bananas. But having seen several big games there over the year, like, I was there 2 years ago when they played Ohio State. That was a top 5 regular season game I've ever been to. Back-to-back years, because the year before that in UW was a top 5 game. Those are 2 of the top 5 games I've ever been to. I don't think it's going to be like that. Oh, it's not going to be like that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's weird. It's the first ever playoff game down there, and I am legitimately interested to, like, I've watched too much James Madison football over the last, 2 weeks.
Haven't we all?
I don't think you have. But I did. I wanted to go back and I want to look at James Madison. And I am, like, literally trying to find ways that I think James Madison can compete in this game, and I really can't come up with it. And so when you're Oregon and you watch it, and I know Lanning's going to tell his guys, all the cliche, and it's not about them, it's about us. But we've seen Oregon play flat at times and play with their food. I'm not certain that the crowd is going to be the energizer, like, make sure you're up for this game. And the last thing you want is James Madison hanging around in these sorts of games. Mm-hmm. I've always said that when you're an underdog in games like this, you can tell yourself all you want that you belong, but you don't really believe it. Like, you lie to yourself. But if you let a team hang around and they actually start to get some of that real belief, the pressure starts shifting to you, start to pucker a little bit. Because the only way this game is close, if Oregon plays a sloppy, tight, just kind of disjointed game, and James Madison plays the game of their life, and you get a tip pass or a fumble that ends up being a pick six, maybe a special teams block punt, something like that. That's the only way this game stays close. And maybe and I don't know. Maybe Autzen comes out and it's Ohio State and the environment is just pumping, and James Madison walks in and they've never seen anything like it. I'm just wondering, because most of the Duck fans I talk to, it's Texas Tech. It's like, Texas Tech, and if you're paying for tickets, it's because you want to go down to Texas Tech. So I wonder what that environment's going to be.
Well, it may not be. I mean, it's not going to be peak. It's just not. I mean, it would be if it were Alabama or Notre Dame playing there, like we thought maybe they would, but it's not going to be because it's James Madison. So that's normal. Like, if the team's relying on the fans to get him going for this game, that's a problem. Like, Lanning, no, just take care of business. They'll be fine. Yeah. But look, let's not act like it's going to be raucous there. It's going to be one of those where, I mean, they always have a good environment there. They have great fans.
Yeah.
It's just some environments are better than others, and this probably won't be near the top of the list.
Remember when they played Idaho? Right?
Yeah.
And I get that this is not
that type of game.
It's that, and I get that this is a playoff now is Idaho. But that sort of thing.
It's the same kind of matchup.
It's the same kind of matchup. And so let's say you're up by 17, right? You're up by 14 points. It's kind of going around, you're going through the motions. And again, one of those dumb plays that happens, right? Tip ball, special teams, whatever. Snap a ball over someone's head. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-point game. You look up in the fourth quarter, you're like, what in the hell? That's the only way James Madison is in this game. Someone said, Duck fan here, season ticket holder, said you can log in and see the tickets, and he said there are thousands of tickets still available.
Oh, really?
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, I'm certain at some point that they're going to say that's a sellout and they're going to fill it up. But I think it's going to be weird and I think it's a little bit of a shame. Now, it's still good that you're playing James Madison because you're going to win, as opposed to Notre Dame or Alabama or whatever, which would be a coin flip game. But it is weird that the first ever, if I told you years ago, hey, you're going to be one of the top 5 teams in the country, there will be a playoff game in your home stadium in a 12-team playoff, and I told you that 4 days or 5 days before it, there's thousands of seats available, you're like, dude, you're effing crazy. And yet here we are. So there is a benefit, but also a downside because I think the hype around this game is very soft.
Well, isn't some of it too that? Well, I mean, I guess I just don't know how you could hype this game.
Yeah, it's
you
tough.
know what I'm saying? Like,
I tried. Believe me, I tried to come on here this week
to a pick
and give you.
There you go. There you go. Oh, look at it. Casey's got his terrible towel in there.
He's waving it. I have tried to come up with a wrinkle or a matchup or something I could say about James Madison. And I will say this on film, because we've heard a lot about their offense. I actually think their defense, to me, when I've watched their games, their defense looks way better than their offense. And now, to be fair, I really watched the game that they lost in a couple of the close games. And so maybe I have and their offense wasn't great in those games. But I did try to go, that's where I watched Old Dominion. I watched one where they blew someone out. And I was like, okay, I see what they're trying to do offensively. I will say, even against Louisville and against Washington State, the better teams, their defense flies around. They play a very aggressive defense, but Oregon's just going to line up and just knock their D's in the dirt. They're just going to run over them. So, yeah, there just isn't a real compelling case I can make for James Madison.
And that's why there's not a lot of buzz. But, you know, I mean, isn't another element of this, too, that fans, and maybe not so much since it's in Eugene, but it is the holidays and, you know, people are off schedule.
Yeah.
And aren't they also kind of mapping out where they might want to go if the Ducks, or when the Ducks advance, or if the Ducks, you know what I mean? So I think some fans that would maybe normally go to that game are maybe bypassing that game. One, because Christmas is next week.
Yeah.
And two, because they're like, oh, I'd rather go travel to Miami where it's warm and watch them play Texas Tech.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So there's probably a lot of that, too.
Yeah, which is why I said
so the Ducks are just going to have to bring their own juice.
Remember when they played Northwestern, Lanning talked about it. He said, hey, we got to manufacture our own juice. And it's weird to say that you may have to do that in Autzen in a playoff game. By the way, StubHub, you can get a really good seat. I mean, like, first 10 rows looks like on about the 25 to 30 yard line for $200.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
No.
Well, I mean,
you can get in the building.
I'm just saying price.
You can get in the building for $75.
But is it?
And this secondary market.
So you're saying a good ticket like that is way more than $200 normally
for big games? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got
overpriced.
I've got 50 yard line row 21, including the fees, which are astronomical. I got it right now for $230
for one,
for a pair. Well, but $230 a piece.
So okay, so $460.
Yeah, for a 50 yard line, 20 row.
You know what?
For a playoff game?
I hate to say this. That's overpriced. It's James Madison. Like I'm not paying that.
So are we going?
If that's Alabama, that's a totally different.
So we're going Bama, Oklahoma, the best game of the.
I think Miami A&M could be good.
Let's look at Miami. Let's look at. I want to see what Miami.
I bet you can't get a seat for that. That's Kyle Field, man.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, what does that say? Something like, but if this was Miami coming there, isn't Autzen Stadium the same way?
I think what you should look at is Ole Miss, because they're playing Tulane.
I bet it's the same thing.
It's the same idea. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if they're sold out and that's just the nature of the beast, man. When you're playing Tulane and James Madison, it's like, I don't really care. I mean, I want to root on my team, but
okay. So that
oh my God, the Steelers just gave it back to him. What's going on with your Steelers, Casey? God.
So that same seat.
Oh, no, second down. Never mind.
So we're right in there,
Lord.
somewhere between the 45 and 50 yard line. This is row 20, so it's the same seat.
Okay.
That you're for $230 all in
at Autzen.
At Autzen.
What is it at Ole
Would
Miss?
you care? No, this is Texas A&M.
Oh, A&M.
Yeah.
Oh, over $1,000.
Yeah, it's $2,000.
Yeah.
It's $2,000.
What is it at Ole Miss though?
Okay, now I'm looking at Ole Miss.
Because they already played Tulane once
and beat them by
35 points.
Yeah, they did
at home. So they've actually already played this game.
Do you think it's better or worse?
That's worse
than Oregon.
What if I told you, like, I'm trying to think of one of Oregon's blowout home wins? Oklahoma State. What if they played Oklahoma State in this game?
Okay, so I'm row 12, so slightly better. But right, because I'm just going on secondary market. So row 12, slightly better, but right around that same thing, 45, 50 yard line, including fees, we're somewhere in the $500 to $600 range at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So Autzen is by far
Yeah, it's
the,
not good.
the softest
good.
market.
All right. Well, we've got an update on the wide receivers. Maybe guys coming back.
Yeah.
We will get to that coming up next. But first, here's Casey Smith with SportsCenter.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk. First round week of the college football playoff is brought to you by Video Only. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, week 15 of the NFL season is wrapping up tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Pittsburgh star edge rusher TJ Watt will not play tonight as Tua Tagovailoa has just turned the ball over and the Steelers are taking back over here in the first quarter. It is also confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. As MRI confirms this morning, Parsons went down without contact while chasing down Broncos quarterback Bo Nix in the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss in Denver. Finally, your Portland Trailblazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda Center. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekday
Well, I just don't know how the Dukes or the Ducks. Wait,
Dukes,
which
the
team am I
Dukes.
talking about?
I don't know.
I just don't know how the Ducks can handle the Dukes
I do.
without their full complement of receivers. Okay. And today, the media doesn't get in for much of practice, but they do get in at the beginning, I think, where they're stretching or something.
Yes.
And Evan Stewart was out there. So was DeCorian Moore and
Gary Bryant Jr.
GBJ.
So, was that right? What did you say? GB? Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, do you have that? Sounded clunky.
Thank you for checking my work.
I was like, yeah. Yeah. And by the way, stretching, who knows, right? But the idea is no one thought that these were season-ending injuries. Stewart, we don't know. He hasn't played all year, obviously. But look, if they get those 3 back, if they get those 2 back.
Yeah. Well, just one of them would be very helpful.
There is a path. We've talked about it. Like, I did not think that this team was a national title team. I still don't think that this is like a great team. I think it's a good team without like a ton of deficiencies. But boy, when you look at the path laid before him, James Madison, whatever, Texas Tech, and then probably Indiana. Indiana is down one of their best defensive players. You get a couple of those receivers back. I get why people are saying, why not us? No, I think on the other side of things, I think Georgia and Ohio State might be a bridge too far, but there is a path forward and you get those guys back. I get why some national pundits, I've seen some people start to be like, if you want a sleeper team that people aren't really hyping, which maybe they're not a sleeper anymore because a lot of the national media guys are talking about them. I do think there's a lot of people that think that Oregon is a team to look out for.
A lot of people saying
they need those receivers back.
The thing is, we don't know if they're back.
No, we don't.
They're back out there.
They're stretching.
And not only that, but if they are ready to go for James Madison, I mean,
you give them slivers.
You gotta be careful there, don't you?
But I love the idea especially like Evan Stewart, right? Or any of them, right? That haven't played for a number of weeks, but especially Evan Stewart. What better way that you can kind of ease your way back in to break off and shake off some of that rust? This really is a perfect scenario. Maybe not to have the best crowd in the world in the most raucous environment. Someone said on the text program, he goes, yeah, I'm not going to that game, but I already have my flight and tickets lined up for Texas Tech. I think a lot of fans are like that. Okay, I'm saving the money.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a problem, too, for this game.
But the idea that you can kind of ease your way into this with James Madison, as long as no one gets hurt in this game. Now, if Dante Moore breaks an ankle, then you're like, God, why did we play this game? But this should be a perfect scenario for you to kind of ramp back up and maybe get some guys.
So if DeCorian Moore is ready to go, not necessarily Stewart. Stewart would need a game. Like, you want him out. If Stewart's ready to go, you get him some reps, right? Because he's got to ramp it back up.
Absolutely.
DeCorian Moore, if he's ready to go,
if he's 85%.
You play him.
Anything less than that, I sit his little behind down on the bench and I say, hey, man, one more week. But if he's 85, we're going to get him. Now, we're not going to play his normal snap counts, but I'm going to be like, hey, we're going to give you 15 to 20 snaps, and we're going to keep you kind of on the outside. We're not running over the middle, but we're going to get you popped a little bit, and we're going to have a certain route tree that you're going to run.
Have you watched 5 Star at all?
I have not seen that yet.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you, the sports documentary, when the person making it is the one that's being featured in it, that stuff just,
well,
it doesn't
look, it's not, it is certainly one-sided.
Yeah.
5 Star, it's on, I think it's on Netflix. I can't remember where it airs, but it follows around a bunch of 5 Star recruits, DeCorian Moore being one of them.
Sure.
And so the thing I like about those documentaries, I think maybe more so than you, is yes, of course they're one-sided. So you're not getting the full story, but you are getting a look at who these people are.
Yeah.
And so you do learn about DeCorian Moore. Yeah. Like, he's on there, his mom's on there, and seems like a really sharp, nice kid.
Yeah.
And and you kind of see behind the scenes of how it all works with, the money and, some of the money and the things.
Some of the money and things.
Well, you know what I mean. It
is weird to see high school kids driving $100,000 cars.
Well, he bought his mom a house in Dallas, and they go through that. They talk about her moving and everything, and So anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. Why did I bring that
I don't
up?
know. You said you just
Because
asked it.
DeCorian Moore was on
Yeah.
there.
You just asked if I had seen it. I said,
You
no.
know what? The other one too. This is completely unrelated, but the NFL, the Hard Knocks in season is NFC East.
And yeah, you were talking about that, saying it was really good.
Well, the in season one is way better.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons it's way better is because they turned around that show airs on Tuesday.
It's a week behind, right?
No, they had Eagles Chargers on there from the night before.
Oh.
Yes.
Yikes. I always thought it was just like a week behind. But yeah, I guess they're
Well,
doing even better.
I mean it covers both, but it's a lot more topical because you know what's happening. You know where they're at in their schedule and what's kind of. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting that they were able to turn that game around that quickly. They turned that around in 24 hours for that show.
That's cool. It's another one.
It kind of makes you wonder if we're ever going to get
real time.
Yeah, real time reality shows in sports.
It'd be kind of fun.
You know,
I'd be more inclined to watch that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But they also aren't going to be inclined to let you film it.
No, because again, they want control over that. I don't know why I thought about this, but the 5-star, because you brought up the money thing. Did you hear Mick Cronin on the NIL thing?
No, he's a red ass.
He is a giant red ass, and I'm trying to find this exact quote because it was just like this last week. Mick Cronin said, someone asked him about recruiting or whatever, and he goes. Yeah, he goes, the kids go where you pay them the most to go. So just keep that in mind. The next time, like one of my players talks about why he came here and he talks about my relationship with him and this bond that we have. And he goes, realize I've known that kid for 2 weeks. So just keep that in mind.
God.
And I just was dying that,
well, a little honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure in that they talk about his relationship with Lanning and why he went to Oregon, and we talk about that. And I just thought it was
really
not too much.
I mean, I don't know. You'll watch. Are you gonna watch it? You probably won't.
I'll probably watch. I'm more inclined to watch Hard Knocks than I will the in season.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Hey, just go find the Nick Cronin quote is great. He's like, just realize I've known that kid for 2 weeks. When they talk about the bond, and he goes where whoever pays him the most. I thought it was just kind of it was the first guy that I've seen really just kind of lay it out there and be like, dude, they just, it's just, they go where they go.
They go where they go.
Well, they go where you pay them to go.
Well, yeah. But I think what he's saying is the kids don't ever admit that.
Yeah.
They're like,
he's like, it's not about relationship.
Yeah, right. Well, I really felt comfortable here. And
I've known the kid.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my God. Did he rip Tua's head off? Okay. We got to get back on track. Joe Burrow. Is he retiring? Next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
I mentioned it a couple times in the first half. Important second half for Demir, Wei Lin, who hasn't gotten a huge chance to play.
And he blocks Hiljanovic. Maybe they found something in Ege Demir.
Oh.
I
think we were.
What clip was that?
Well, that was like the Ducks beating UC Davis or something.
They cut all their clips about 2 seconds short of where they need to be.
What is happening there?
Well, highlights. That's what's happening.
Are there highlights of the Oregon basketball?
Yeah, they beat him by like 40 or something.
5-5 right now. They're 14th in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but you didn't see the UC Davis game.
I did not.
They pummeled
I
the
did not
UC
see
Davis.
The brush has everything working.
Yeah, the UC Davis.
I think they're the
Trapper Keepers.
I think they're the Aggies.
Are they?
I think so.
Well, they got their ass kicked. They got their Aggies kicked. Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right,
the quote I was trying to find. So Cronin was playing one of these neutral sites games that that they play now. They never play at home. So he was asking about like the challenges of going on the road, West Coast, and he said, guys pick schools because they get paid. So these neutral site games help raise money. So next spring, when we sign a guy in the portal and you interview him and he tells you he really bonded with me, I've known him for 2 weeks, you'll know why he came here. Which I think is the most honest answer I've seen yet from a coach, and I appreciated it.
Look at all this honesty out there.
I know, right?
Joe Burrow really honest on Friday.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if you're a Cincinnati fan, that might be the worst thing I've heard as a Cincinnati fan in years.
We played the comments Friday. I have them here.
It's brutal.
Well, maybe I'll play
He
them
tried to
again.
backtrack and be like, I wasn't talking about Cincinnati not having fun. Yeah, you were, Joe. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, let me play a little bit of it here.
No, it certainly doesn't
Colorado Rockies?
change my desire to win. If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table.
How much fun are you having right now? Is it difficult to have fun given the season, what you've been through physically, emotionally, all of it? Is it tough?
Yeah, certainly.
Did you have fun playing before how much of it was fun before? Winning's always fun, but in general, was it as fun before you got hurt? Did you view it that way at least?
No, I wouldn't say I viewed it that way. I think.
What was the changing point?
Changing point. I'm not sure there was a singular moment or of time. It's just a reflection on a lot of things that I've done and been through in my career. I think I've been through more than most, and it's certainly not easy on the brain or the body. So just trying to have fun doing it again.
You seem like there's something on your mind. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it seemed frustrated.
There's just a lot of things going on right now.
Football related, personally?
All the above.
Oh boy.
I mean,
what do you think's happening?
It ain't good. Whatever is happening, and he said on, off the field, all of the above.
Yeah.
And when Andrew Luck retired,
by the way, they're the same age.
They're the same age, right? And
well,
yeah,
at the time.
At the time,
yeah. Andrew Luck was 29 when he hung it up. Yeah. Joe Burrow is 29.
Joe Burrow will have made close to $200 million. By the way,
yeah,
money is not an issue.
Yeah,
right. He has more than enough money to not ever play again. I have said all along, I thought Joe Burrow should force his way out of Cincinnati. And I don't know if this is forcing his way out of Cincinnati or if, like Andrew Luck, he's just like, I'm not doing this. But one of the things that Andrew Luck talked about when he walked away was it's not a matter of being injured and rehabbing. It's going through everything it takes to rehab and then getting hurt right after that. As someone, and look, my career didn't end because I got hurt. I just wasn't very good. But I was always hurt. I never remember a season where at the end of it, I wasn't rehabbing something, knowing that as soon as I started up again, I would get hurt all over again. And I'm just telling you, it is absolutely deflating. Think about how hard he worked to get back from that toe and come back faster than anyone realized. And all of that goes into that. And then you come back, and not only are you coming back, but you're getting your teeth kicked in. You're not winning. You're not even close to winning. And every time you've done that in your career, you get hurt. He has not. I would love to know what's the longest stretch he's gone in his career without being hurt. I mean, this is a constant thing for him. And so if you're doing that and you're not getting rewarded on the back end by having a good team built around you, and you don't feel that they will build a good team around you, and they certainly have never given you an offensive line that's worth a damn. Your second year was your best year where you got that close to the Super Bowl. You haven't sniffed it since. I just think if you're a Cincinnati fan, that is an absolutely dreadful thing to hear from your quarterback. That sounds like a guy that is really contemplating some stuff. And part of that contemplation isn't, I love playing quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, I've said all along, I think Joe Burrow should get out of Cincinnati.
Well, I think he wants to.
I just don't know he knows how.
So he should want to anyway.
Yes.
He said all that, and then he goes out and lays they got shut out by Baltimore.
And he had a bad pick.
He came out and said, there is no NFL team that would have won with me at quarterback today.
No.
Also alarming.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, were your comments directed at Cincinnati? He said, no, it had nothing to do with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I was just, this is how I feel right now. So remember, this is the same owner that Carson Palmer went through the same thing and said, trade me.
Yes.
Carson Palmer finally just said,
I'm
trade
not doing
me.
this.
I want out of here. And they did not trade him to the point where Carson Palmer's like, okay, fine, I'll just retire.
Yeah. And then eventually.
I wonder if maybe Joe Burrow is going through that.
And Carson
where he
Palmer
knows he can't get out of there.
Yeah. And Carson Palmer, by the way, did eventually manage to work his way out of there.
Well, right, but he had to retire.
He had to retire first.
And Cincinnati would not trade him.
No, Cincinnati is the sort of dumbass organization like they did with Shamar Stewart. Cincinnati will cut their nose off to spite themselves, to spite their own face. Like they will dig in and they'll just be like, okay. Instead of getting a massive haul for Joe Burrow, they'll just be like, no, we're not letting this happen.
And I think he knows that.
Yes. And so maybe he does indeed feel trapped. But this is really bad stuff for Cincinnati.
By the way, he played all 17 games last year.
Did he get through all 17?
Yep. Yeah, he threw for almost
he had a hell of a year.
5,000 yards.
He had no defense
So
whatsoever.
he's had 3 seasons where he's played full seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's had, this year he's only played 5 games. One year, and 2 other years he played 10.
Yeah. When healthy, that is one of the best quarter. He is as natural a position player as we have in the NFL.
So he hasn't been hurt as much as I had thought.
He's been beat up. Even if he's still playing, he is beat up. And then every year, remember, he always had something starting the year, even the appendix. He just has been a guy that has always been beat up. And even when he is healthy, he gets his teeth kicked in because they've never put a real offense around him. The offense basically is give you a couple receivers and Joe go bail us out of crap. Even the year he went to the Super Bowl, dude, he was getting his teeth kicked in. And he ain't getting any younger. If you ask me which comes first, Joe Burrow forces his way out of Cincinnati, retires, or Cincinnati puts out a team that could actually win a Super Bowl, I think it's one of the first two.
Okay, well, which comes first? Joe Burrow retires or Joe Burrow forces his way out of Cincinnati?
I think he will try to force his way out by retiring.
Oh, same as Carson Palmer.
Same as Carson Palmer. I don't think Burrow wants to hang him up, but if Cincinnati really does play hardball with him, and I'd have to look at his contract, and they can still franchise tag him and all that stuff. There's probably no way for him to get out of this. So he may just walk and just be like, look, I can't keep doing this. You imagine, God forbid, if something happens to him at the end of this year and he gets hurt.
Yeah, he should probably shut her down.
He's tied to them for a while. At least through 2027.
Well, this I can tell you with a definitive confidence. Okay, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins absolutely suck. And I can't believe we have to watch this.
And one of these teams could easily end up in the playoffs.
Punt fest.
The Pittsburgh Steelers could end up hosting a playoff game.
And by the way, neither coach deserves to win this game because they're punting 4th and 1. I mean, Tomlin, we expect that. Isn't McDaniel supposed to be like kind of...
Tomlin went for it twice on 4th down in the opening drive.
I missed that. But I have seen so many punts, and Miami's was the worst, actually. It was 4th and 1 from their own 40, and they punted.
Yeah, well.
Effing cowards.
I think both coaches realize that 7 points may win this game. So.
All right, let's get to the club. R.I.P. Rob Reiner, next on The Fan.
This
Isaac and Sue. First round week of the college football playoff is brought to you by video only. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Red Tail Golf Center Holidays sale is going on now with up to 50% off all your holiday golfing needs. Red Tail Golf Center, where we guarantee the lowest holiday prices. Visit us at golfredtail.com. First on the Fan, Week 15 of the NFL season wraps up tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. Miami was first to get on the board with a field goal. They now lead 3-0 with plenty of time left in the second quarter. It is also confirmed that Green Bay Packers star edge rusher Micah Parsons sustained a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. MRI confirms this morning. Parsons went down without contact while chasing down Bo Nix in the end of the third quarter of the Packers' 34-26 loss in Denver. Finally, your Portland Trailblazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaedon Sharpe and Jeremy Grant both posted 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda Center. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Windows.
I would like to call on young Casey for confirmation here.
Steeler faithful with it. He brought a terrible towel into the studio.
Yeah, he has
with
his terrible towel wrapped around his neck right now. If you want to know if he's a real fan.
Yeah.
Anyway, he corrected me on the fact that Tomlin went for it twice on fourth down. So I missed that. I stand corrected. Because it seems to me that
it's very cowardly right now.
The cowardly punts are. It's a cowardly punt off between these two teams. But
it's also 3-0, by the way.
Yes, Miami has a field goal. Now, I'm going to go to Casey for confirmation here because I think you saw it. Was that the worst kickoff you've ever seen? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed it. Okay, because Suk missed it too, and I just wanted somebody who saw that. If you saw that and you're out there in Radio Land, text in. I may have missed something about that kickoff, but what I saw, that was the worst kickoff I've ever. The Miami kicker, he basically flubbed it.
Yeah.
He like chunked a chip.
I will say that when I looked up, because
it wasn't even close to the 20.
They had the ball like on the 38.
Well, they gave it to him at the 40 because he didn't kick it into the landing zone.
Yeah.
He missed the landing zone by 30 yards.
Well, I mean,
he did just have to kick almost 60-yarder in 20-degree weather.
Yeah, he did nail that kick.
Yeah.
It was a nice kick. But boy, the kickoff. I mean, they showed McDaniel. He was just shaking his head on the sideline like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah, both these teams. Again, one of these teams will be in the playoff more than likely, including the potential conference title Pittsburgh Steelers. I guess division title, not conference. The Steelers will not win the AFC. That much I can guarantee.
Gotta win the AFC North, though.
Yeah, they still have to play Baltimore one more time.
Yeah, Baltimore next week.
In Baltimore or in?
At home. We went on the road.
Oh, that's
and
right.
beat
You guys
Baltimore
won there
last week.
Whoa, what a big game that is. I used to love Ravens Steelers, and now it's just ugly.
Yeah. Well, after this game, both the Dolphins and the Steelers could be 7-7, which is still better than the Chiefs.
All right, enough sports talk.
Sports.
We lost the great Rob Reiner over the weekend.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Boy, that's an alarming story, isn't it?
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, when I saw, like, how do I say it? Like, a lot of times now, like on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, there's fake headlines. Like,
no way.
Yeah, well, they're just made up. Like, it's total crap. And so I saw a thing. I don't remember if I was scrolling Instagram or something, but it was like Rob Reiner and wife in shocking discovery. And I was like, whatever, you know. And then the shocking the shocking discovery will be like he hates Trump or that Trump is trying to do something to him or whatever. And then like an hour later, I actually saw the thing where like they were murdered, and then it said by their son, and I was like, no. And then like it turned out it was like one of those that was so absurd I didn't believe it, and then like everything about it, it turned out like it was like the Sharon Moore story. It seemed too made up, and then you're like, nope, that's how it went down. And it sounds like the Rob Reiner thing went down exactly the way it was initially reported. He got their throat slit by their son.
Very sad deal.
Because of a Conan O'Brien Hollywood party.
Well, look, I mean, there's more to it than that.
But
I mean, the son had serious mental health issues, and he also had a drug problem.
Yeah.
And apparently, Rob Reiner and his son's relationship was strained for many, many years.
Yes.
They were also at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party and could be heard shouting at one another before they left the party. And then, of course, once they left the party, later they were murdered by him. He's in custody. They've got him, and he's on suicide watch. But
so I guess the report was saying, like, someone at the party was saying that basically Reiner and his wife were like, what do we do? We've done everything.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with the kid.
And they can't.
He's a mess.
He's an absolute mess.
So I don't know about you, but every photo, I had no idea of this story, of just the son. I didn't know anything about that.
Nope.
And so I'm just reading about it, but there are a bunch of photos of him. He's been out there.
I know right where you're going with this.
Oh my God. Every one of them. Every one of them, he looks like a serial killer.
Yes.
Like his eye, he is insane.
Yes. And it's all these photos. And if you don't know, Rob Reiner is one of the most like decorated directors of all time. Rob Reiner holds a special place in my heart. My favorite movie growing up, and to this day, one of my top 5 favorite movies, is The Princess Bride. And like, I just...
Marriage brings us together today.
When I think of what a perfect movie is...
Love, true love.
Right? I think of
Great flick.
I think of a perfect movie. It doesn't mean it's the best movie ever. No. It's just you couldn't make it any better. There's not a single role in that you would say someone could have done it better. Everything from Billy Crystal playing Miracle Max
to Fred Savage.
Exactly.
Yeah, Fred Savage.
Everyone in that movie was perfect. And it was an unbelievable story. It just was and a lot of those people were unknown. That was Robin Wright's first film. It was Carrie Elway's first major picture. Patinkin was a kind of at least he was a relative unknown. Andre the Giant was merely just a wrestler. He put that thing together. Even like Susan Sarandon's husband, the guy that plays the Prince Humperdinck. It's perfectly cast. He went on a run. Find me a run like this. He made in a like a 8-year stretch, and he had nothing in between. He made Stand By Me, and then made Princess Bride, then When Harry Met Sally, then made Misery, and then made A Few Good Men.
Wow.
That may be the greatest 5-movie and most diverse run. Because you have romantic comedy, you've got scary horror in Misery. A Few Good Men's one of the great, I guess you would say, courtroom political dramas we've ever had. The Princess Bride is just pure charm. And Stand By Me is Stephen King coming of age. I mean, Rob Reiner was an absolute gem. So I loved Rob Reiner. And to think that you were murdered with your wife in your home is bad enough, but to be murdered in such a personal way with a knife by your own son, I can't
It's rough.
I can't even process that.
I know. Did you see who saw the bodies?
Yeah, Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
I get-
Because the daughter found them.
Yeah.
She called the cops, and then she also called the Crystals, a very close family friend.
Yeah.
And apparently Billy Crystal and his wife ran over there, and
They were there.
they were there for her.
You are so right, though, because in every photo that I saw of him,
Dude, he looks insane.
you're just...
You can see it.
Yes.
I hate saying that, but it's true. You can see it.
And then I was kind of reading through. They said a couple times, like, the Reiners had... And all the photos, by the way, he's at, like, courtside at Laker games, or he's at, like, a Hollywood premiere. But they also, other times, the Reiners got so... They didn't know what to do. I guess he experienced homelessness. Because they would put him in rehab, and he wouldn't stay, and then he would break out. And so they were like, they didn't know what to do. So I guess this has been going on for, like, a decade or two.
Man.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever feared
him?
Yeah, like, I wonder if they ever thought maybe something like this could happen, or were ever scared about that, or they just thought they were dealing with a troubled son that
I don't know.
would never do something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing that even if he is kind of a scary dude and you know the instability there, how would you ever think that your son was capable of doing something like that to you?
He's got 3 other children, too.
Yeah, I think there's a...
I thought it was.
there's two.
I think there's 3 kids.
Yeah, there's another boy, and then there's the
another
daughter.
boy and a girl, and I guess they do great. I was reading all about him today, and he met his wife on the set of Princess Bride, and they've been married.
So was that the mom? That was the mom or the stepmom of the boy?
Well, they've been married this whole time, so I'm
Okay.
assuming that's the mom.
Okay.
Yeah. He's as far. I mean, Princess Bride came out in like 1989, so and they've been married this entire time. So unless there was a
87.
By the way,
and what
87.
87. So yeah, I'm
shades
assuming
of
that's
the Juice, because the same neighborhood. They're in Brentwood.
Yeah. I saw an interview with Nicole Brown Simpson's, I guess, sister.
Yeah.
And she said it was very harrowing and triggering to see. And by the way, they ended up having to tear down, like, that house is gone on Rockaway. And
The Juice's house?
Yeah. They just bulldozed it.
Oh, no. He that was at her house.
Oh, yeah. Simpson's house was the Nicole Brown Simpson, the murder scene was bulldozed.
Yeah.
They just tore it down. And I'm not certain that anyone wants to move into the Reiner house after that. I'm sure that
R.I.P.
crime scene is horrific.
Mm.
And I'm sure everyone on social media is handling it with class and dignity.
Well, most people do. It's just a couple people don't, you know. Hey, he went for it again. How about that? Look at that. Mike Tomlin had a chance to tie the game with a field goal, and he ran a quarterback sneak.
He got it, too.
He got it.
Aaron Rodgers, was it Rodgers? No, I was going to say
It was Rodgers.
Connor Hayward,
They put
the tight end.
Look
does
at
all the
Aaron
rotations.
Rodgers.
Oh, he's
Dude,
just standing back there.
I am telling you right now, Aaron Rodgers' number one goal is to not win this game. It is to not get hit. Everything about Aaron Rodgers is get rid of the ball as fast. Their entire offense
He's been touched up a few times
is
already.
throw the ball in 0.4 seconds, even if it's 2 yards. At one point, he was 4 for 4 for 9 yards.
Well, he's not a dummy.
That is the Aaron Rodgers offense.
Let's meet Neo next on The Fan.
Seahawks football is on.
But
created by 1X, which is an artificial intelligence and robotics company based in Palo Alto.
So is this going to be different than Musk's weird robot?
Well, this robot is the only one on the market that can help you with daily household tasks.
Okay.
So
I see it here.
Neo can empty the dishwasher. Neo can vacuum for you, water some plants. It will only cost you $20,000, or if you want to just try him out, it's $500 a month.
Yeah.
Through a subscription option.
I know this is going to sound like the oldest thing in the world, and I try not to be the old curmudgeon, but this is like DoorDash. I understand that having old Neo here to like unload your dishwasher, I get that there's a value in that, but like $20,000 because you
can't unload the dishwasher.
You can't unload a dishwasher.
Well,
at what point are we just like, are we that fat, gelatinous, oozy blobs that we can't do simple tasks?
Well, as people who are probably really, really busy that they don't do simple tasks, this might be quite helpful. And they probably also have a lot of, they're probably like these high achievers who have a lot of money that, they just don't have the time for all of it. So I'm guessing
they wouldn't do that anyways. They have a housekeeper for that, but.
Well, but this is cheaper.
Yeah.
One time 20 G's.
One time 20 G's.
Now, I just am of the opinion,
Yeah,
I don't know how this works. Like, you really think that dude's emptying your dishwasher and everything's going to go great?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't see it.
I'm looking at him here. One, he looks terrifying.
Hey, he's kind of goofy looking.
And I feel like he may murder you. Look, it's only a matter of time before this is coming. I mean, in our lifetime, the first ones will be 30, 40, 50 grand. Then they'll come down. It'll be like DVD players. And it's only a matter of time before everyone's just having sex with them anyways. That's all I think about is that eventually everyone will have one of these and it'll be like, well, it can put away the dishwasher or it can put away my dishes and it can vacuum. Well, why can't it suck something else? I feel like that is the inevitable.
Yikes.
I just feel like that's where that's going. And when it does, I don't think it's going to be good. I am maybe an old fuddy-duddy. I just do not believe that robots are good for us. They only have amateur blowing needs. Are we not? Like, you think about how, like, disenfranchised people are already and, like, people lack purpose and they're not driven. Wait until wait until robots are doing everything and, like, no one can find good partners anymore. Again, wait till we're just sleeping with robots. I just don't see how in any way this can be good for society.
Neo is made of tendon-driven actuators, so he's quiet and lightweight. He's made of 3D lattice polymer, weighs 66 pounds. He's 5'6", operates using NVIDIA technology, has 4-hour battery life. That doesn't seem very long.
No.
Can carry up to 55 pounds and lift up to 154 pounds. He also has 4 microphones, 3 speakers, and fisheye cameras for vision.
Yeah, I'm like watching him here, and it's like he's bringing someone a beer.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, he's doing the dishes, and oh man, I don't know. I guess it's like, hey, help me carry in the groceries. You can't carry in a sack of groceries. Oh. Now that I'll rag against this and wait till I get one, I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world.
That's right.
But I don't. I've never once DoorDashed anything, and I don't think I'd be a robot guy. I don't think this robot does anything to make my life better. I think it costs me a lot of money to do some very menial things that really aren't that big a deal and wouldn't change my life one way or another.
Neo can also suggest what to cook by observing the contents of your refrigerator. He can teach you a new language, and he can tell you where you left your keys.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's like a personal assistant.
Someone's saying, wait until the pleasure model. Exactly.
Well, it's already out there, right?
I don't think, well, they have the dolls, but I don't think they have the robots.
You know? You sure about that?
Well, no, I don't. But hey, when I was at the Hustler Megastore, they have those dolls in the back, and I'll tell you, that thing's creepy. They're just like staring at you with those dead eyes.
Kind of hot.
A little weird. Well, have you seen, I think it's Musk's robot, and it was maybe Lowercase can help me. Lowercase, who's the really douchey influencer? He hangs out, he feuds with the Island Boys. He's got a big security guard and he goes around and tries to pick fights with people. Like drives a Lamborghini.
Oh, Jack Doherty.
Yeah, that guy.
Never heard of him.
He's one of these, you would hate him. You'd hate every bit about him.
Yes, you would.
I don't get how, by the way, guys like that are popular because everyone hates him. And yet he's rich from doing this.
I have seen him. He got arrested recently or something?
Yeah, he got arrested for...
But I just assume it's just a bit. He's just trying to...
I think he got arrested for drugs or something.
Get clicks.
But they had one of these robots. They had one of the first version of Musk's or whatever. I'm sure it cost him an arm and a leg. And they were beating it up. It was really uncomfortable to watch. Like, it was him and like a bunch of his friends. You know, they were hanging out at his house. I guess he lives in Florida or something. And they were shoving it over. They were like kicking it. And this poor thing was trying to get up and like do the task. And they were like kicking the hell out of it. And they were laughing and stuff. And I watched that thing and I was like, dude, I had like this awful feeling in my gut that if that's what makes you happy, the only reason you're not doing that to people is because you don't think you can get away with it. And the moment that becomes a thing, and it's the same thing whether it's the pleasure model or robots doing anything, the moment you stop having humanity, like anyone serving you or anyone putting away the dishes, when that becomes a robotic thing, that ain't going to be good for us. When we lose that sense of, why would I have you cook me a meal? Why would I have you vacuum as a house cleaner for me when I have my robot doing it? And if I am paying you to do it, you're even subhuman. It's that sort of weird mentality. I'm telling you, go find the video. It's out there. It is one of the more uncomfortable things to watch. And the thing has no emotions, no feelings, no nothing. But to watch this thing that looks like a person, moves like a person, have its ass kicked by a bunch of people because they think it's hilarious. I just think that this doesn't end well for us.
Well, you know what does end well? My dishes. In my laundry, okay?
If it was a reasonable price, but it was still expensive, would you want one?
I don't need one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But would you want one?
No.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
But I would imagine there are people that would.
But I think the vast majority of people that will get them don't need them.
I mean, I don't really ever mind household tasks.
Yeah.
I don't cook, but other than that, I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's not hard.
No. And that's what I'm saying. At some point, do we make life so easy with robots and AI? What do we do? if there's no more jobs anymore,
drink and do drugs,
right? Like you take away every blue collar job. There's no more trucking industry because it's driven by robots. No more house cleaners because it's a robot that takes care of it. No more fast food workers because it's all automated there. It's by robots. How many more jobs do you go through before we have hundreds of millions of people with no way of supporting themselves or purpose or income or anything? Does that sound? Am I the only one that thinks that sounds like a bit of a problem?
Not gonna be my problem. I'll be gone.
Wait till Calcatron 9000 comes in and takes over your hosting duties.
You know what? He can have my hosting duties.
You're fine. So Lost Keys, you'll find them where we left them. Words of the wise $20,000 robot. Yeah, it's $20,000 for a robot to find your keys.
Did you see this big blood news? Large blood pile spotted.
Uh-oh.
See that? Huh?
Was it a robot?
Might have been God.
Really?
Might have been God.
God's in the blood game? You getting a stigmata lately, are you?
Big blood news. That's next. Here's Lowercase Sports Center.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Suk. First round week of the college football playoff is brought to you by Video Only. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Week 15 of the NFL season wraps up tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. The Steelers just took the lead on a tush push from Connor Hayward. They now lead 7-3. That game is headed into halftime. Head coach Shane Steichen plans to stay with Phillip Rivers as their starter. Steichen stated that Rivers will be the planned QB this week as Anthony Richardson receives medical clearance to return to some activities. And finally, your Portland Trailblazers snapped a 3-game losing streak last night as they took down the Golden State Warriors 136-131. Shaedon Sharpe and Jeremy Grant both posting 35 to pave the way for the Zers. They will go on to host the Sacramento Kings Thursday at 7 p.m. inside the Moda Center. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday
For the biblical proclamations, we're like, well, they said that the water would be bloody, and here's some ground that's red, so that could be blood. You know what? We're going with Exodus here. Let's go with that.
Yes, Exodus details the 10 plagues God inflicted on the Egyptians in the biblical narrative of Exodus. According to the scripture, the curse saw the Nile's waters struck by Moses' staff at God's command, turning them to blood in a divine act of judgment.
And now some rocks have a red coloration.
That's right.
But haven't they been there for, like, ever then? But we're just now seeing
I don't
them
know.
because of satellites?
You think I know that?
It's exhausting worrying about biblical plagues.
But it's way cooler, though. Like, you know, where's your whimsy? You always say we need whimsy.
We do need more whimsy.
I mean, come on. I don't want a logical explanation for this.
We want the biblical explanation. It's like when you find Jesus in a Cheeto. It's not. It's always what, the Virgin Mary.
Hey,
right?
that Jesus Cheeto.
The Jesus Cheeto was
That's
pretty good.
unbelievable.
That was pretty good. That thing sold for a lot of money, by the way. Yeah, the Jesus Cheeto was pretty solid. Let's see how much that sold for. And I think it was a flaming hot Cheeto.
There's also a baby Jesus Cheeto. I don't know if you know that. Two of them.
If
the Jesus Cheeto sold for $87,840
$87,000,
at
man.
Golden Auctions in March of 2025.
Well, I'll tell you right now that if I was working at was that Frito-Lay? The Frito-Lay factory? Couldn't you kind of manipulate the Cheeto a little bit?
Ooh, I have inside.
I don't know how that works, but
Well, my future daughter. Well, wait, no, they're married now.
yeah. Congratulations, by the
Yeah,
way.
thanks. So my daughter-in-law works there.
Does that
I'll
sound
have to
does
ask
that sound weird to say?
What?
Do you call her your daughter?
I haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she is.
Would you call her daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She. I mean, she's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, she works
I
there.
just blew your mind. At Frito-Lay?
Yeah.
You should give me some like hot Cheetos or something? One shaped in
She can, but I don't know why she would.
preferably well, that's kind of rude.
She doesn't care about you.
No.
She's got insider potato chip knowledge.
Can you
I guess I'll ask her.
Can you conjure up a little something for us?
Can you? So, are you asking? Can you manipulate?
Yes.
The Cheeto
Yes.
design.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask.
Because if you could, like, that sold for $87,000. Why wouldn't you?
What would you want? What would you want your Cheeto to be?
Well, Jesus, right? Isn't that the
We've
best
already
one?
had that one. No.
Ooh. There was one that was shaped like a Pokemon that sold for $90,000. Yeah, $90,000 for a that looked like a really popular Pokemon.
I still don't
Maybe
understand.
a Sydney Sweeney Cheeto.
Ooh. Giant jugs on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still don't understand Pokemon.
Well, you're lame.
I don't understand it. I know of it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You don't know. Well, someone was willing to pay $90,000 for a Cheeto that looked like one.
All right, we got to run. We're going to wrap this bitch up next on the Fan.
The Fan Sports Network is on.
It's terrible. Okay, so my sources are in.
Okay.
From Frito-Lay.
Sure.
Because you were asking,
could I manipulate a Cheeto into the shape of some sort of figurine?
Yeah, whatever you wanted.
To be sold for massive profit.
You would think that if they could, they would, you know? But she says that the crunchy fried ones, they cannot.
Really?
That was the Jesus one.
That was they've all been that way.
Yeah, they just it's just
happenstance.
It's just luck.
Yeah.
But she said the puffy ones, yes,
really,
they could manipulate.
Interesting.
So perhaps we, right here on the show, have come up with Frito-Lay's next great idea.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that?
Jesus puffs?
Well, it doesn't have to be Jesus. I'm just saying, like, for the kids, like, wouldn't the kids like their puffs to come in little...
I'm thinking, well, they do have now, because they have them in the shape of, like, paws, and there's balls, and there's...
So they've already done this. Why are we talking about it?
Because they haven't done cool, like, intricate shapes. Like, it's one thing, like, they can do, like, basic things, but it can't make it look like Jesus. Look, the right-wingers want products that, like, if you could make one in the shape of a flag... or Jesus, or like a gun.
What about Trump's hair?
See, we need a Trump Cheeto. He's already orange. Make that. If we had Trump Cheetos, dude, those things would sell so fast. AR-15, you just have to, and then we put Patriot on them. The key is just put Patriot on anything, and it'll sell, and then we say that it's military-grade Cheetos, and we got $1 billion. What is that, like that 4 Patriots or whatever? Those people sell anything. It's like, I don't know. End of the world, and then we sell it as like, hey, when the end of the world comes, eat delicious Trumpos, and then we make it look like Trump's hair, and we got $1 billion.
End of the world freedom panties.
Yes, something like that. It's all you have to do is throw freedom, throw freedom, Patriot, or military grade on something, and you will sell the gajillion.
Military grade panties.
Yeah. The best part about that is if you actually talk to anyone in the military, they will tell you that if the military makes it, it actually sucks.
It's terrible.
And it's terrible, but and we need a Navy SEAL. That's the other one. You need a Navy SEAL in order to sell it. Well, not a real, like an ex-Navy SEAL. Because you're not selling a product that's for America unless we have an ex-Navy SEAL. I saw a thing once where I think it was one of the Delta guys goes, I'm pretty sure at this point that Passing Buds, which is the SEAL school, I think one of the final training programs is how to write a book and make a podcast. I kind of chuckle. I was like, that's true. Like, if you're a Navy SEAL, you're guaranteed a book and or a podcast, and it will be successful. Or some coffee. Black Rifle coffee. Why do you drink it? I don't know. It's coffee, but more American. Yeah. It sells. Yeah. Put a T-shirt, you put a gun and a flag on it and have a Navy SEAL sell it.
Screw the learned people, no.
You stand outside like country shows. You go stand outside like a Morgan Wallen show.
Yeah, flags. There's trucks, balls, yeah.
Boom. $1 gajillion.
All right, well, that's all we have time for here tonight, ladies and gents. We must adjourn. When we return tomorrow, you better watch out.
Okay. Telling you why? Is that what's happening? Rob coming to town?
I'm bringing it tomorrow.
Oh, it's been brought.
All right, everybody have a great night. We're back tomorrow, 3 to 7 on the Fan. Good night.